What's up, everybody? Welcome to PSI Love You XOXO Volume 2, Episode 3. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the OK Beast, Blessing Adeoye Jr.
How's it going, Greg?
It's good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I like the sweatshirt.
Oh, that's right. This little sweatshirt, if everything went according to plan, and I stress this, if it went according to plan, which has never been kind of funny, is MO. The first piece of Volume 2, PSI Love You XOXO merch is available right now. You can go get this sweatshirt. Kindoffunny.com/store. Everybody on my Instagram liked it a lot.
It's hot.
People liked it so much, some site immediately ripped it off and tried to put it on like one of those TeePublic things.
Did they really?
Jerks.
How
It's
often,
like a bot.
How often does that happen?
A lot. No,
Really?
it's a lot. And then we got to send a
that's-
link to Rooster Teeth, and they got to go threaten people with lawsuits. It's
Okay. That's
But
upsetting.
well, it's the bot. They sees people caring
Yeah.
about it, and they're like, doo, 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 doo. It's very, very, very similar to the whole Mr. Robot shenanigans. They just go, doo, 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 doo.
Oh.
Like computers in the bot.
is like, oh, you want me to steal this shirt?
Yeah,
Got it.
steal a shirt, make a shirt. Yeah, exactly. That's what it is.
I've never seen Mr. Robot, but I'm not sure that's how that show goes.
Well, it doesn't matter because today we're talking about the inaugural PSI Love You XOXO Fantasy Critic Draft, more Dreams Impressions, and PlayStation first-party games on PC, because this is PSI Love You XOXO. Each and every week, Blessing and I come to you to get nerdy about PlayStation. If you like that, head on over to patreon.com/kindoffunnygames, where you can be part of the show with your questions, comments, your PSN profile to be judged by us, and oh so much more. You can get the show ad-free. You can get the show with the exclusive post-show. You can watch it live, like so many of you did right now, or you are now, but
Yes.
did then.
Did then.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because
but it's
some
like
people-
the live people know they're watching it
Yeah, they're
now.
watching it now. But
The
people in the future,
they need to
missed
know
it.
that they missed.
Yeah, but they can catch it live
The people
in
in
the
the future
future.
missed the past, which is the present right now.
Exactly.
Exactly. That makes perfect
easy.
sense. Patreon.com/kindoffunnygames for all that. Maybe just toss us a buck or two during January. If you do so, you give us a new pledge or you increase your current pledge, your name will go on the brand new Kind of Funny studio wall. One of the walls. There'll be many walls in this studio. Of course, there's a whole bunch of bonuses. You've heard us talk about that. Like I said, kindoffunny.com/store for the new sweatshirt. Do it. Maybe Nicola, you have another PlayStation I Love You shirt. And then today, we're brought to you by Bespoke Post, but I'll tell you about that later. For now, let's start with what you've been playing. Bless.
Yes.
What have you been playing?
I've been playing some of that Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
Ooh.
Yeah, so we did a first impression stream, which everybody should go check out, youtube.com/kindoffunnygames.
And people loved it.
Yeah, dude.
We were trying out a whole bunch of new stuff, with 4.0. One of the things is we stream every week now, and we're trying to make those into individual shows that you can get on the Gamescast feed as a podcast or as a video like Let's Play.
Yeah.
And so it was, you, Imran, and Andy, and people really liked it.
Yeah, I think so far it's been some of my favorite content that I worked on since working here.
Yeah.
Like I think it was really fun. It's a really cool, I want to say new idea, but it's something that's been done before, but it's new to us,
Never
right?
heard
New
of
to
it.
Kind of Funny.
I mean, like,
right?
no, I mean, no one, I mean, it's a quick look at a game. Who's
A
ever
quick-
done
a
that
quick look
before?
at a game? Yeah, I mean,
nobody's ever done that.
You're
You know
right.
what I mean?
But I think it's a good laid back chill experience of me, Andy, and Imran giving our first impressions, first thoughts on the game, and I think the video worked really well. And I echo still a lot of the thoughts I had in that video. I'm further now than I was then. I think by then I had played about 4 hours. Now I'm into the Frieza saga, which I know means not much to you. It doesn't mean much
Not
to
a damn
Barrett.
thing. The Victor Freeze saga?
The what now?
The Victor Freeze saga?
The Frieza. Who's Victor?
Mr. Freeze.
Mr. Freeze.
Oh, it's the Batman
Batman
thing.
reference.
Different type of
you
nerd.
dork.
So I'm probably about 10 hours into the game at this point.
Do you like it? Oh wow, that's a big pause. Oh god.
I like it somewhat. It's not a great game. It's a good game.
Okay.
It's a better Dragon Ball Z game than it is an actual video game. Like when I look at its own merits, subtract the Dragon Ball Z from there, as a video game, it has a lot of issues. It has a lot of flaws. Like there's a surprising lack of polish there as far as how it feels to move, how the game runs. There have been multiple glitches that I've run into, and I saw Andy post a video of him running in. He's playing as Goku at the beginning, and he then runs into another Goku.
Yeah, I saw this.
Yeah, like stuff like that happens quite a bit. There's the fighting is fun, but it doesn't necessarily feel deep. The questing kind of feels not uninspired. Like it feels unpolished.
Yeah.
It feels like an unpolished game. And in many ways, like as a video game, I'm like, if this wasn't Dragon Ball Z, I probably would have dropped off about 5 hours in.
Sure, but you love the world, you love the characters.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It carries a lot of the charm of Dragon Ball Z, and that's the thing that the game does very well, is that it homages that franchise super well. And so you have you have great characters. You have characters that they carry in from Dragon Ball, which is the original cartoon that came out before Dragon Ball Z. It's essentially Goku as a kid, and he's doing Kid Goku stuff, and then Dragon Ball Z came later.
Sure.
And so you meet a lot of characters in Dragon Ball, and this game being Dragon Ball Z, you then see those characters kind of return. It was an interesting thing playing because I made a tweet about how I feel like this game assumes that you've seen Dragon Ball, but the game doesn't assume you've seen Dragon Ball Z, which is weird because both those shows came out like over 20 years ago at this point.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think it works. I think the animation a lot of times is really endearing, especially for like the big moments, like when Goku first turns Super Saiyan. The amount of effort they put into making that animation and those cutscenes look cool and feel dope, I think it goes a long way to establishing the charm this game has. Like, this game has a lot of charm, and this game is very visually appealing. Like, that's one. It's weird playing a game that is this unpolished, that is this visually good.
Yeah.
But overall, like, as a Dragon Ball Z fan, I'm enjoying it fine.
Are you gonna see it all the way through, you think?
Maybe.
Oh,
I
God.
haven't decided yet. And that's the thing. Like, if you're into Dragon Ball Z, I think this game is for you.
Yeah.
I would say maybe wait until it gets down to maybe $30 or $40. But if you're really into Dragon Ball Z, I don't think there's a problem getting this game. I think this game, it scratches that itch.
Yeah.
You know, it fulfills that hole in your heart that you have for a Dragon Ball Z game, even though you've had fighters recently. But for a Dragon Ball Z RPG on console, we don't really get those. And so this game does a decent job at filling that gap, but at the same time, there are certain elements of it that I wish they kind of went further with. Like I said, like the fighting, the fighting itself when you're in battles, it leaves quite a bit to be desired. So I played Dragon Ball Z Budokai 1, 2, and 3. I played Tenkaichi 1, 2, and 3. I played Raging Blast 2. I played some Dragon Ball Z sagas. And a lot of these games share fighting systems. A lot of them have totally different fighting systems. I also play Xenoverse, which fighting system-wise is probably closest to this game, the Xenoverse games. But having played games like Tenkaichi and 1, 2, and 3, I feel like those games kind of really establish a fighting system that could work for this type of game. The thing that makes it kind of weird is that because it's Dragon Ball Z, you want to fly around, you want to be able to fight at different angles. It's behind the back, and so you want a third person feel to it, but you want to feel as if you are in control of the battle. And a lot of time you don't feel like you are in control of the battles. Like, you know, you have the opponent flying around everywhere. The camera doesn't really keep up when you're trying to keep up with your opponent. Sometimes you don't necessarily know when the timing is supposed to work on dodges. Sometimes it's hard to read, like, what.
It sounds great.
It's,
I can see why you want to put more hours into this.
but the thing is, it is Dragon Ball Z so well. Like, it does the thing that it sets out to do very well.
Which
it
is
just
put you in that universe?
Yeah, it puts me in that universe.
I'm turning on the fan, but I'm listening.
And, like, it is very authentic to what it is. But at the end of the day, it just has enough going on there that doesn't necessarily work out well, if that makes sense.
My question, and this is a Gamescast crossover, and I know everybody watches everything.
Mm-hmm.
On Gamescast, we did Metacritic predictions. What you didn't predict publicly what your Dragon Ball take was going to be because you didn't want to, like, it was embargoed. You didn't want to tip your hand and screw anything up. What was your prediction?
I predicted 65.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Which I don't know what it has now.
75 right now.
75 right now.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds about right. And the reason I predicted 65 is that for me, if I was just a person who played video games coming into this game, maybe not knowing much about Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z, I probably wouldn't have rated this game super highly at all. I probably wouldn't have gotten it.
Yeah.
But I imagine, like, a lot of people reviewing are probably fans of anime or they're fans of Dragon Ball Z and they know the source material and they come in and they're like, okay, like, this is rough, but there's enough here that I am enjoying. And that's kind of the verdict that me, Andy, and Imran came down on, is that throughout the whole first impressions video we did, we were like, this game has a lot of issues, but by the end of it, we're enthralled by what's going on screen because there's just a hype attached to the moments of Dragon Ball. And there's an authenticity that this game holds on to in the way that it really goes for it in those moments and it really delivers.
Yeah.
You know, story-wise, dialogue-wise, capturing those moments, it really does that job well. But it is the systems that are surrounding it that don't really work as well. Like, for example, there's collectibles that are spread out all through the environments, right? They're just like, they're pickups, you know, they're things that you fly around and you collect, and they're essentially currency. the way that they scatter the currency around in the world feels like they just threw them out there with no rhyme or reason.
Just go get it kind of thing, huh?
Yeah, and it's weird because the way you navigate the world is by flying and running and going extremely fast, and the flying often doesn't necessarily feel like you have a crazy amount of control over what you're doing. But, the way in which they kind of, scatterly just throw these collectibles out there, one, it makes the world kind of feel cheap in a way, because it doesn't feel like
there's no care to it.
There's no care to it. It feels like visually, I feel like they're tacky. Like they're just these big orbs that are just sitting out in the world, and the world itself looks fine, but with these orbs scattered around, it looks kind of weird and like PlayStation 2-ish.
Damn, that sucks.
Yeah, it sucks. And then the act of collecting them is a hassle too, because there's not as much control over the flying as you want, and so you feel like you have to slow yourself down in order to actually collect the currency that's scattered around, and it doesn't feed into itself. Like, it doesn't make sense for the amount of power that they kind of give you to like fly super fast and go wherever you want. It kind of holds you back a bit, the way they did the collectible system. That said, on the other hand, there is a certain collectible that is art from Dragon Ball that you can collect, which is like a cool thing that you want to pick up. And I forget the exact way you find those. I think you just find them like hidden in the world. And when you find one, you're like, okay, this is cool. I wish there was more of this. But there's not really. Like, they have a little bit of that, but they put more focus on the currency that you can collect. So that's kind of a bummer. But overall, like, the game's fine.
God, what a ringing endorsement.
Yeah, it's fine.
It doesn't sound like a 7.5 for sure on Metacritic, the way you've described it.
I could see why somebody would be like, this game, like, if
for what it's trying to achieve.
What it's trying to achieve and what it does achieve, I think works out if you are a fan of Dragon Ball Z. If you're not a fan of Dragon Ball Z, I don't think there is any reason to play this game. It's good enough, is what I'll say about it.
Great. Oh wow,
it's
another
good enough.
ringing endorsement.
Yeah, so that's Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
Okay.
I've also been playing Apex, because they just started the new event, the Grand Soiree.
Yeah.
And what they're essentially doing is every I think 2 days, every 2 or 3 days, they rotate in a new mode. And so when I was playing the third person mode, which is essentially just Apex Legends, but in third person. That mode works surprisingly well for that game. I was actually pretty shocked by how well it worked and how good it looks and how good it feels to play. I'm surprised that's like not a thing that they just allow you to do at this point, where like you just go into your menu and set it third person. It might be balancing issues, but I had a lot of fun doing that. Apex Legends continues to be the best game 2019.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, had a great time with it. And that's about it for me.
How many hours do you think you put into Apex Legends?
Oh man. I have a PlayStation thing here.
Oh, did you do the year in review?
Yes, but I can't remember. I never tweeted it. I just looked at it, but
Sure,
I didn't actually do it. I want to say I want to say over 100 hours, but I'm not positive. Yeah.
Okay, impressive.
Really good game. What about you? What you been playing?
I've been playing more Peace Walker. I can't stop.
Really?
It's that thing where I'm in like we did it on a lark. You know what I mean? I don't know how much you've been playing since then.
I've not gotten to get back to it yet.
Yeah, that's my thing. Is like right now I feel like we're in this quiet moment before the next storm, you know what I mean? Before Dreams, before everything else drops. So it's just been, I'm at home. I want to play something, not to mention, like Jen wants to watch something, or, like that. There's that Aaron Hernandez murder show they put out there.
Yeah.
Like you watch that on the big screen. I got the game screen. I'm going to sit here and play Peace Walker, right? And so I've just been whittling away at that, working on trophies for it, because I'm still entertaining. And I know, ladies and gentlemen, I know this will come and bite me in the ass. Don't worry about it. Still entertaining the idea of getting the platinum in Peace Walker.
Okay.
Entertaining it.
What happened? What was, because you were dedicated to it, right?
No, I was never dedicated. I was never dedicated.
Okay.
Last week we talked about it, and I said I was entertaining. I was getting the itch, I think is what we're talking about. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And so the more I've been playing and whittling away at it, the more they all start to seem achievable, right? Barrett, if you want to throw this up, the update here is I'm still working on the epilogue chapter 5. I've beaten the game, like the traditional game. There's a trophy there for Outer Heaven, which is, I don't want to spoil it, but it's the epilogue basically after the fact that you don't think is leading to something and then it leads to something. And then there's all the ones of just basically S ranking everything. But then like, I looked at I got a Fulton Recovery trophy there for 300. I'm at like 250. I looked last night. Costume collectors, that's easy. Specialized staff members, that's easy. Go and get in the bandit. It's all like little stuff that I just need to open up all my missions, go through and do. And once I've done that, then I just got to S rank every one of these missions. Now, what I want to pull up here, hold on, Control F, trophy.
To interrupt you also, I put in 177 hours into Apex Legends. Whoa. Yeah.
It's a lot of time. Kurt Lindsay wrote in to patreon.com/kindoffunnygames, just like you can, to be part of PS I Love You XOXO, and says, "Hey, Greg and Blessing, I just popped the platinum this morning in Death Stranding, and what kind of wild ride was that? I absolutely love Death Stranding, one of the most unique experiences I've ever had in gaming, flaws and all. After beating the main story, I looked to the trophy list and felt this was one that deserves the platinum. So I dove in headfirst, straight into a concrete wall. I wanted to quit. I wanted to throw my controller in frustration when Sam would randomly fall down no matter how hard I tried, completely ruining an order. But I persisted, and the platinum is totally mine." Question for you both, but mostly Greg. What is a game you felt deserved a platinum but ended up being a nightmare and making you quit? And if you could pick up one game in your trophy list that deserves a platinum and go back and get it, what is it?
Oh, wow.
See, this pertains to Peace Walker, of
Yes.
course, because I've never said with full conviction I was going to platinum Peace Walker, but
Okay.
Metal Gear Solid 5 for sure. Phantom Pain, I was all about that. I was going to platinum this. It's a good list. It's an attainable list. Yada yada yada. The problem with that was I tied it to Extra Life. This is my answer to the Kurt's question: is that I tied it to Extra Life, that I was going to platinum Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain. Got in there. Everybody in the chat was like, "You don't have enough time, you idiot. You can never possibly do this." And after I grinded it for however many, I don't even remember, 6 hours, and it became abundantly clear that even with the full 24, I wasn't going to make it, stopped and played other stuff and participated in Extra Life and did all this jazz. But then I did the thing of, okay, there's more to play. I'll get back to it. And by the time I started up in Phantom Pain again to actually try, it was S rank these missions, and I go in there, I'm like, I don't even know how to play. So what I'm flirting with Peace Walker is I can't stop. That would be what kills it, right? Because you know how good you are at the end of any Metal Gear game. If I stop and I let it atrophy and then I try to jump back into these missions,
You're going to lose that muscle memory.
it's never going to happen.
Yeah.
So what I've got to do is power through this and do it. I think as I look to the roadmap of 2020, Dreams is the only problem I see. It's the only one I see that
I mean, that's February 14th, right?
which terrifies me, right? Because it means what? Probably, hopefully, knock on wood, next week we get code, maybe?
Okay.
Maybe the week after. But I mean,
Yeah.
that's coming quick. So
Fair.
that'll be the thing that derails me. And I don't know what to do, guys. I want to platinum Peace Walker. And then it's the thing of, do I just not be a jerk like I was with Phantom Pain? And maybe I do the thing where I play as much Dreams or whatever I need to play for review to be concurrent on all these dumb shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I just do a Peace Walker mission every night. Keep the pencil sharp.
I mean,
that way.
Dreams
Yeah.
isn't necessarily the type of game you need to sit down and binge,
But
right?
Dreams, again, it strikes me as a game I'm also going to want to platinum. If it's
Really?
if it's a traditional media molecule platinum, yeah. Like I loved platinuming Little Big Planet 1. Did I platinum Little Big Planet 2? That is a question. I can't remember.
But go ahead.
Sorry, for
Barrett
my
Courtney.
answer really quick, because I have some things relating to this. Easy answer recently was Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Where
You
it
didn't
was
get back to it.
No, it was one that I loved so much that I was like, all right, I'm going to try to at least 100% it, maybe platinum. And then you go through and how disastrous it is to explore those planets post beating the story, and just how complicated it is to get everywhere. It was
Coward.
just like, all right, yeah, I'm
Go do it.
done with this.
Go be a Star Wars fan. I
One
did
of the retroactive ones where I've gone back, and I think one that deserves that I'm thinking of going back to soon is Grim Fandango.
Oh,
wow.
'Cause I've got 66%, and it's the only ones that I have left is play the entire game in tank controls. And
yeah.
I've played a bunch of since I originally played the game on PS4, I played a bunch of games in tank controls for IGN and shit, so I'm used to it now. And then it's just making sure I get a bunch of extra conversations. So I just basically just have to do one playthrough and make sure I don't miss anything. So yeah.
Here's my thing for you, Greg.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Because there's not much coming out early March, unless you plan to play Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
No, that's not my kind of game.
And so I feel like Dreams, even if you want to platinum it, you could take it slow for the first week or so while you get the Peace Walker platinum out the way, and then go hard in March for the Dreams platinum.
No, I can't do that.
No?
'Cause I got to be talking on this show. Dreams is current. You got to be all about it. You know what I mean?
But you don't necessarily need to dive deep into Dreams.
Don't I, though?
Don't
I?
I mean, well, they do have their campaign theoretically,
Yeah.
so that makes.
Well, that's
sense.
the whole reason they held off on putting it out. So yeah, they better have
So
a
that
campaign.
makes sense. Because for me, I think of Dreams as I don't know, and I'll wait for it to come out before I say this. I don't know if I'm going to play the campaign of Dreams. I might
You're
just
crazy. You have to.
I might just play the user levels, because
Yeah.
that's not really. I like the idea that they're making content for it and putting
Yeah.
it out with content and an actual thread for me to go into. But playing Dreams already in early access, I love just jumping into user created stuff that's already there, because I feel like that's the most fascinating thing, is the fact that they're the people who have their hands on this game that aren't Media Molecule are going to be the ones who surprise us the most. Like Meat and Molecule, the stuff they put out with James is going to be like the stuff that you kind of expect from a studio, expect from them.
I always think too, it's the inspiration. It's the, hey, look at what they did here, and you play it, you're like, oh man, I'd love to do something like this, or how did they do that? And you look into that, and then that gets you wanting to make something.
Yeah, but it's not necessarily like, that's not necessarily going to be the cream of the crop. I feel like that's going to come from users.
Yeah.
And so that's what I plan to do. Though we'll see. I'll probably also play the campaign.
See, it's the same thing as always, where I did check my trophies, by the way. I only have the Little Big Planet 1 Platinum. Little Big Planet 2, I couldn't be bothered with. Vita, I couldn't be bothered with, all that jazz. But I feel like they just did a good job of making you play it and collect. It was always the ones, I think it was when, correct me if I'm wrong, you can kindafunny.com/you're wrong right now. Check that if you're watching live. I believe, right, that 2's the one that introduced the levels that bridged, so you can make one level and do it. 3 was the one that introduced the Saveinator, where you could make like an RPG and save progress. I think I could be talking on my ass, but once they did that, that's what broke it for me, because Little Big Planet 1 was finish a level without dying, and then Little Big Planet 2 would be finish these 3 sections without dying. And I was like, this is fucking not how I want to play a game. You know what I mean? Like I'm in a lot of I'm hurting myself here.
Interesting.
This is breaking my heart to have to do this way.
My answer to that question, as far as a game that
Platinum that's sitting on the
the platinum that I wanted to get, that I looked at the trophy list and I was like, no way, was probably Mortal Kombat X. So for me, platinuming fighting games is like, the idea of platinum fighting games is a godsend, because that's something to strive for while playing fighting games, because a lot of time they don't come out with a great story mode, unless you're Mortal Kombat, or like Tekken 7 had a pretty good one. But Mortal Kombat X, I had finished the story mode, I had played quite a bit of online, and I looked at the trophy list and I was like, I might be able to do this. But there was one trophy that was, you had to win 10 online ranked matches in a row. And it was the in a row part that kind of broke me, because at first, when the game had originally came out, I was killing it. I was doing a great job. I was on my way.
Not to brag.
Yeah, not to brag, but I was winning a lot of ranked matches of Mortal Kombat X in a row. Not 10 though. Like there were a few times I got to like 7, 8. And I think there was one time I got to 9, and then on the 10th one. Yeah, then the pressure comes in for the 10th one, and I got to the 10th one and I lost, and I was just like, this trophy is cursed. Like, I don't know why you would put this trophy in the game. And so Mortal Kombat X is there for me. Dragon Ball FighterZ is another one that has a cursed trophy list. I think you have to play like thousands of hours of that game if you want to actually platinum it. And I'd like to look at the platinum, because I'm curious on how many people percentage-wise have actually platinumed Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Yeah. Because that game, like, a lot of stuff was online, and I think the platinum involved collecting a certain amount of something, but it would have taken you forever to do it. And so I just never even paid it a mind, which sucks, because if the platinum was more attainable, I would have played more of that game. I played a lot of Dragon Ball FighterZ, but I didn't necessarily play hundreds of hours of it. And so that was the thing that kind of held that game, or held me from playing that game as much as I could have.
Yeah.
A platinum that I would like to go back and get is Control.
Oh yeah, me too.
And I tried to get back to it recently, but it's one of those things, like what you're talking about here, is that it's hard to get back into a game after you've taken a break from it. And so taking a few months break from Control, trying to jump back into it and play it, I guess a few weeks ago is when I tried. I ran around a little bit in the facility, tried to take on some enemies, and I was just like, I have no idea what I'm doing. Like, I have no idea like what my loadout is. I am unfamiliar with my powers, and I try to like get the hang of it, but Jessie Faden is kind of paper thin in terms of like her health. Like, you can get murked pretty easily in that game.
Yeah.
And so that was frustrating enough to where I was like, I want to do this, but I'll wait for another time.
Yeah. Well, that was like I talked about it, I think when we came back from break. That was the same thing. Jump back into Control after knocking out Star Wars, and I was like, I'm gonna get back to this. And it was like, what am I doing? I'm getting destroyed. Holy crap.
I was getting killed, and maybe I can remember how to like navigate the facility. Right?
Yeah, totally.
It was all these different things, which was a bummer, because I kind of rushed through that game, because that game came out around a lot of other games. And so I think I played Yooka-Laylee and The Possible Lair and like a few other games around that time, Astral Chain, Outer Worlds. And it was a bummer, because rushing through it, that's not the way to play that game. You definitely want to take your time with it. I didn't. I finished it, and I was like, okay, you know what? I have the chance to now do the side quests and actually take my time and fulfill everything. But then I just had to take that break because I wanted to play other things, and then came back to it and
how do you get back to it, right?
Exactly.
See, and that's my thing is, again, now you want to talk about literally a dream out, won't let it die, and this will be short because I know I mentioned last week too. My hope is that I platinum Peace Walker, and then that gets me to go start Phantom Pain again. not from scratch, from where I was, right? And actually be like, all right, cool, you're going to get your face kicked in while you relearn how to play this, but then you'll get these S ranks. Will that happen? Who knows? Because again, then there's you talk about how long that game is. We're way past dreams, all these different things. Speaking of dreams, though, since last week a development has happened. Of course, you showed up, Blessing, and you were like, hey, I play a lot of dreams. I'm going to start showing cool stuff. We'll talk about that in a second. I was like, I can't wait to play dreams. I don't want to start dreams until the full thing's out for my trophies and my progress and everything else. Then Media Molecule hit me up and said, hey, do you want to judge dreams levels in the impies? And I was like, of course I do. You son of a bitch, I'm in. So yeah, if you want to show this, Bear, pop this up. January 26th, I'm on the voting committee for just one of the categories. Just one of the categories here. Best narrative panel.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so basically there's 5. It's limited to 5 dream levels that I've jumped in to play. I don't want to get outside of that. I want to keep myself as fresh and hungry as I get in there for the platinums.
Yeah. Is this do you choose the levels that you get to that then get considered for this? Or?
These were already nominated. These are live.
Gotcha.
These are already live. Of course, the impies are January 26th. You can watch it I screwed that up actually. Yeah. Twitch.tv/media_molecule. Even though I guess I copied that from an email. Does Twitch have .com now? What happens when you click on that? Click on that, Barrett. Show what happens. Twitch.com/media molecule. Oh, it just works.
Oh, yeah, it works.
All right, cool.
There you
All right,
go.
cool. They fixed that. Neat. Yeah, no, I'm on that committee with a bunch of other judges, so my vote goes in and then that gets tabulated. I believe, yeah, it's been community submitted and Media Molecule people going through and picking. Okay. So, yeah, the 5 levels that are nominated for the category I'm on, right? The Starbrushed Peak, Day by Day, Trace of Time, Pig Detective 2, the Mimo Prophecy.
I got a bone to pick.
Uh-huh.
Because I was gonna do a Blessing Your Dream segment on this episode. And then I looked at the doc and noticed that you already had the one that I was going to bring up.
Oh, which one are you going to nominate?
Trace of Time.
Oh, really? I haven't played it yet. Barrett's being a true gem here and opening them all up right there. You got one more there?
Yeah. So you've not played any of these yet?
No.
Okay.
I've played... No, you're incorrect, Blessing. I've played 2 of the 5.
Okay.
So I've already played the Starbush Peak, and I've played Day by Day. So Starbush Peak, right? Go back one, thanks. It's this woman on holiday. She rides up a cable car. There's a weird person in there. You get out. You have this telescope, and you're going to go overlook this basically vacation spot, right? It's a part 1. It's beautiful, obviously, as you can see. And it has that whole like storybook painting thing going on. And it's got intrigue to it. Then Day by Day is another one of those of like, what is the power of dreams? What can you do with it, right? It is not a game at all. It is just a short. And it's basically, if you look at it, you kind of get the idea of it. But imagine, just a square blank slate, right? And then broken up into 4 different things. So there's 4 rooms on it. And then it just spins around the square, giving you this story of this guy's life.
Oh,
and
wow.
it's about battling depression. And it's about a whole bunch of heavy themes and stuff. And it just spins and tells you a story without you doing anything.
Interesting.
Yeah, really,
That's really
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, if you said Trace of Time's one of your...
Trace of Time, you wake up outside of a house. It's very Gone Homey, actually. So you wake up outside of a house. You don't really have an idea of how you got there, or unless it describes in the description. The description for it was in, I'm assuming Japanese. That looks like Japanese.
Yeah. Can you read that?
No, and I cannot read Japanese. That would have been good, unfortunately. And so you wake up outside of a house, you go into the house, you explore, and there are some horror bits to it. But I think the thing that really caught me about this game is how beautiful it is in motion. The game looks really good, and it has really good vibes to it. Like, it's very vibey, has some piano music that plays in the background. Barrett's going to Google Translate.
What do we got?
Oh, this works. A girl with memory loss begins to trace time in search of a necklace that she cares about for some reason. So that's essentially
shout out to Google Translate.
Yeah, wow, that was actually really good because that's what I got from the game. Like, trying to figure out what's going on.
You're like, this all checks out from what I've seen.
Yeah, from what I played, this all checks out. And so you explore the house and you try to solve what's going on here. It's really cool.
Yeah, no, it's super, super cool. Now, of course, I'll come back with my other impressions, and I'll tell you how I vote when we get to when I vote, because I'm voting this week, so I still have to play. I started Pig Detective 2, which is crazy. I'm surprised by how long some of them are. When you go to Game Direct, if you roll down on Game Info, right, like average playtime 90 minutes. Like, they're making full blown things here, which is rad, but it means that I needed to set aside time. I started it, got into it, and then I need to come back.
How long,
to it.
Barry? Can you go back to Trace of Time and see how long the game time is for that? Because I think I played it for about 20 minutes.
See, now this is the thing, is I don't think that it's a standard thing. See, it's not a standard.
Oh, it's not a standard.
Yeah, that's like the Pig Detective 2 put that in there.
Okay, so like
Mimo Prophecy, I think, has it too, though, if you check on that.
Interesting. But yeah, I think Trace of Time took me only like 20 minutes, I imagine.
Yeah, approximate hour, 1 hour of gameplay.
Wow.
In Mimo Prophecy is an action RPG with the premise to reimagine one of those good old RPGs. It's gone. Barrett scroll past. It's okay. It will have a rather slow start to introduce the characters, but there will be action later on. People are making cool.
Yeah, it's a
cool
work in
shit.
progress.
Now, speaking of that, Blessing.
Yes.
Last week you introduced this whole, hey, I have the segment I want to do where I give my blessing seal of approval.
Yes.
We said, all right, that's great. People should submit their blessing seals of approval. Now, the first link we have in the doc, don't show immediately because I think I screwed it up. That's the in progress one.
Gotcha.
You click on the second one, Blessing, and you talk about it, all right? While I try to get to you the original one.
All right, so this second one was submitted by Rawro on Twitter, which is a great Twitter name. It's RAUWRO. And yeah, it's a blessing seal of approval. So it's a cartoon version of me, which looks amazing.
Yep.
Wow, this is really good. You have like the PlayStation symbol. So you have the triangle, cross, square, circle on them. The thumbs up and the approve. This looks incredible. Great job to Rawro who did this one. And then we can open up the other one, the third one that's on here. Wow. Yo, this is crazy.
Have you not seen these?
I didn't see the colorized version of this one.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So this is from Josh Strickland. They write, finished coloring at Blessing Jr. That Game Over Greggy did a call out for some art. Hope you guys like it. Admittedly, I don't know how big of a Sonic fan you are, Blessing. I'm a big Sonic fan. So I hope this fits the bill, so to speak. And I think this is awesome too because in Dreams, there are a lot of Sonic dreams. people love making Sonic games.
Some people would say they've been dreaming about a Sonic game for years.
Yeah, so this seal of
years.
approval is essentially me looking like the title screen of a Sonic game where he's like in the ring and giving the thumbs up. Is essentially that, but it's me and it says blessing approved. And this looks amazing. Both these are incredible.
And then, yeah, I dropped in a brand new one there at the bottom. That's the final version of number 1. Big Barrett Courtney, if you can toss this up.
Here we go.
Now, everybody else did drawings over here on the Kind of Funny subreddit. Logo, what was that? It went away.
The blessing seal of approval. They did they went into Dreams and
Logo Jojo made a blessing seal of approval again in the Sonic vein.
In the Sonic vein.
In the games cast, you wear the Sonic costume.
Yes,
so I think that's where this is all.
I do love me some
from.
Sonic. Also, this one has sound. If you play the sound, it does like the dun 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 dun.
Oh, this is the GIF gallery, I think. So I don't know if it. Oh, it doesn't. No.
Oh yeah, it might not have.
Do you have it in the? You sent something.
Yeah, it's probably in the Slack somewhere. But
somewhere in the Slack, we'll never find it in time.
Yeah.
No, these are all amazing.
Those are all great.
Fantastic work.
Do we have to pick one? How do we do this?
I don't know. It's your segment. It's your dreams you're approving the dreams.
All these are great. It's difficult because I like the one that was actually made in Dreams because we could like actually play that.
Yeah.
And that has good utility.
You could not pick all of them. You could pick the video version, right? With the sound that could open the segment. Where whenever you want to do it, you're like, wait a second, I got a segment to do. And we hit it, and then you come in.
Smart.
And then when we show the thing, you can use one of these as the overlays that go on it. You know what I mean? I'm thinking here, guys.
Thinking.
And then you know what you should do? Here's where we get even nuttier, everybody. You should go to kindoffunny.com, make a web page there. Have the logo or the video at the top, and then you can link to all the Dream Creator pages that you choose.
That'd be awesome.
Come on, guys.
That's really cool. Look at this.
Making content over here. You
know the future of video games.
That's me.
Greg
It's
Miller.
bright. It's bright with Greg Miller.
Bright future ahead of you. I think I might have to go with. I'm going to do that idea. So I'm going to keep that Dreams one, the video
intro,
the video intro, and do that. And I'm also going to go with Josh Strickland's colorized Sonic the Hedgehog version, since those kind of complement each other.
That's the Dark Stampede one, right?
Yes.
You want to throw that back up, Barrett, and let the people see that?
Because I really like how this one turned out.
That is amazing.
Yeah, that is great.
So go ahead and send us that at high res, and we'll get it on here so we can do it for the future.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Rawro, and thank you, Josh Strickland.
Yeah, they're all awesome.
These are all dope.
But in the end, one has to win, except for when 2 win.
Exactly.
In the end, only one can lose, I guess, is what I'm saying.
Fair.
You understand what I mean, Barrett?
I get it.
Thank you, buddy. It's time for 104 PSN games ranked. One day I'll get that title right. If you're just joining us here on episode 3, the idea is simple. There's 52 weeks in a year, which means there are 52 weeks of PSN games coming to your PlayStation 4, PSVR, and sometimes Vita. Each and every week, we read through the drop, and on the PlayStation blog, we'll pick a different PSN game. We'll play that week, report back, and rank them. That way, we'll go through. By the end of the year, we'll have each played 52 different PSN games. We will have one list of 104 games. The rules are simple. We can't pick the same game. We can't pick something that's AAA, and it shouldn't be something we're going to play anyway. So nothing like After Party. Currently, the list starts at number 1, Graveyard Keeper. Number 2, Brain Breaker. This past week, Blessing and I had simple goals. I had to go play Eclipse. You had to go play Darwin Effect.
Darwin Project.
I fucked it up. I fucked it up already. Guys. You know what I mean? I wrote it in wrong. How is Darwin Project?
Surprisingly, I absolutely love this game.
Whoa.
I think this game is great. So essentially what Darwin Project is, it's a 10-person battle royale game. It has this visual style and even some of the gameplay style of something like Fortnite. It is cartoony, and it is of that ilk visually and gameplay a bit, but it is more like Hunger Games than any other battle royale game I've played.
Interesting.
Yeah, and so it's 10 people. One of the hooks of this game is that you have 10 players in the match, right? But then there's also another player, an 11th player, who isn't in the match. They're running the show. And so the way the map looks, the map is divided into 7 different zones. The person who is the game director can then affect what's going on in certain zones. And so they can be like, okay, the northwest zone is closing, right? So instead of a circle gradually closing like you have in a lot of battle royale games, instead you're having zones close one at a time. And so you can affect a zone to be like, okay, this zone's going to close first, and I'm going to close this one, right? Or you can drop a nuke on a zone, which would then just like kill people in that zone for 2 seconds. Or you can have it be so that you are removing gravity from this zone, and so people can jump really high. Or you can add like a beach effect to the zone, and so. And what that does is it warms you up, because as you play Darwin Project, if you're in the game, there are a few things happening. And so, like any other battle royale game, you're trying to either kill your opponents or outlast your opponents. You have a temperature meter that is gradually going down, and so the game takes place in like a cold environment. And so over like the course of, let's say, 7 minutes, it takes for your cold meter to go all the way down and for you to die of freezing to death.
Okay.
And so what you want to do is you want to gather resources. There are 2 resources you can gather. There's Darwinium, and there's also wood. Wood allows you to create materials and craft materials. Darwinium allows you to upgrade yourself. So you can craft fire to help warm you. You can find random items. So like there's coffee that you can collect that'll help warm you up, stuff like that. But you're essentially managing your temperature meter while also surviving and trying not to die and get killed by the other players.
Barrett, can you throw up like a video or a trailer or something?
Yeah. I was shocked by how much I enjoyed this game.
It sounds cool.
Yeah. You can craft arrows. And so the main weapons you get, there's no guns in this game. Instead, you have your axe, which you can use for melee, and that's going to be your primary form of attack. Or you have your bow and arrow, which you can craft arrows for. You can craft up to 8 arrows. And it's kind of hard to hit people with arrows. But each arrow takes a piece of wood to craft, which you get from breaking trees or whatever. So you have that. You have different classes that you can choose from. I believe there's 3 classes in the game, at least so far, from what I've played. This looks like it's a cinematic trailer that you're showing here, Barrett. But you have, there's gameplay in there also.
Looks really Fortnite-y.
It is very Fortnite-y. Like it is. It's,
who would have thought people were going to copy that?
Yeah, no, it's definitely style-wise a 1-for-1 of Fortnite. You have the class I chose. I can't really tell you about the other classes because I stuck to one because I like the class I chose.
Sure.
It's like a scouting class where you play with, I'm going to say like a bird thing with you, and you can then command that bird to then go collect materials for you. You just aim at something and it goes collects them. That bird can also track your enemies. And I believe any class can do this. If you break trees to collect wood, and so if you break a tree, other players can find that broken tree and then press a prompt. They'll press square, and then they are then tracking you, and they can see where you are on the map. And so there's a lot of tracking people. There's a lot of avoiding people. There's a lot of crafting. It is very much like I am trying to survive.
Gotcha.
But at the same time, you're trying to kill your opponents. But there's more focus on surviving than actually killing your opponents, if that makes sense.
No, it totally makes sense.
Yeah. And so I really enjoyed this game. I think this game is awesome. So far, I would suggest it for number 1.
Wow.
Depending on
brand new number 1 with a bullet taking down Graveyard Keeper.
Taking down Graveyard Keeper, depending on how strongly you feel about yours. But
Sure.
Yeah, I really like this game. It's also free to play, so anybody can try it. And also, I had somebody, I forget his name, it's from MinMax, that hit me up about this game. Or didn't hit me up, but he tweeted that he played it. Ben Hansen from MinMax.
Oh yeah, Ben, I know Ben.
he tweeted that he was playing, and he was like, is anybody else playing this game? This game's awesome. Then Emmett Watkins tagged me under it and was like, Blessing, you're playing this game, aren't you? And I was like, oh yeah, all this stuff, right? And Ben mentioned that you can do like custom matches since there's only 10 people in a match, and you can create your own rules and stuff. And I imagine have somebody playing as the director, and so it could probably work for like a really great communal like friend experience if you want to play it that way. The game seems really cool. Really enjoyed it. It's definitely like it's got a lot to kind of update and add. Like it seems like there could be, because the only mode there is currently is solos. They don't have duos, duos or any sort of teams, and so it'd be nice to see them add that, because going into it, I thought they would. And I hit up my friend and I was like, hey, do you want to play? And we kind of realized that's only solos currently.
And you said free to play, right?
Free to play.
My one question from the other thing you said you could drop a nuke on like an area and kill everybody in there for like 10 seconds. Do you respawn? Is it not like one? It's not like Fortnite?
It's one and done. So it kills you forever, but the nuke effect is for like 10 seconds. So if you go into the zone,
it irradiates it.
It
for
irradiates
a while.
it.
Gotcha,
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
Mine was Eclipse Edge of Light. This is a PlayStation VR game. However, you can play it not with PlayStation VR and just play it in first-person mode, running around with your controller as you normally would. From White Elk LLC. It's $15 on the PlayStation Store. It had come out a while ago on other platforms. Daydream, Google Daydream being the big one. The awards, this is from the Oculus page. Mobile VR Game of the Year 2017, Upload VR, Daydream District, VR Fest. Unity Awards finalist for Best VR Game. 10 out of 10, a masterpiece, an instant classic. That's Daydream District. Easily Daydream's best game, says Upload VR. The synopsis from the page is, crash landed on a sentient planet. You awake to discover a dreamscape world filled with alien wonder and the remains of a betrayed civilization. You find a powerful relic, the artifact, that can interact with ancient technology and grant you near magical powers. Just what secrets does the planet harbor? What cataclysm befell its inhabitants? Use your jetpack-equipped spacesuit to investigate the ancient ruins, uncovering the planet's perplexing past. Immerse yourself in a fascinating and memorable new world. Can you rise to the challenge and solve the haunting riddle of this mysterious place? It was fun. Yeah, I think it's.
I was like, oh, Greg's really gonna like this game.
For the record, I did not like it. I did not sit there at any point and be like, oh my god, you know what I mean? It's short. You know, they've advertised it as 3+ hours. I think that might be stretching it a bit. It felt like it didn't take me that long cumulatively, but maybe close to 3. But they make it seem like there's this mystery you're unraveling, and it's really not. You're alone on this planet. You're running around. You occasionally get these little vignettes, like, you know, shadowy flashbacks, right, of what happened here with this prophet when he had the artifact. You scan things there that tell you little bits of story, but it's like presented in the worst possible way, where I like scan the statue by looking at it. I played mostly in VR. I did a little bit in first person or just with a controller. You scan with VR. And then just a text box pops up that's like, oh, the prophet did this, so then we all did this. And you're like, all right, like, it kind of feels like you're on a museum tour more than it feels like you're interacting with any of this, that you're living in any of this. Puzzles were all super simple. Again, it's 2017 that this game was winning awards and stuff. A different time for VR, I think. But in general, you're running, you know, I think also for, you know, what Daydream is versus what Oculus is, there's a giant gap there in terms of what expectations are. It's interesting enough to go through. You know, you got to the end, I was like, okay. And I turned it off and haven't thought about it again since then. You know what I mean? Biggest complaint, no platinum trophy. I got 100% of the trophies because they just put them on Axe. But come on, everybody, push back when they say no.
How dare they?
For a while, I wouldn't say I was bored, but it was very museum-like of just wandering around and seeing stuff.
Okay.
But at one point, the artifact actually kind of became a character, and I wish they would have done more of that. Because like, at one point, like the artifact's a ball you're carrying. And so you can jetpack, and you have a little meter for how high you can fly, and like, but you can use the artifact to throw it against certain walls that'll make platforms, so you can then, you know, fly to that platform, land, recharge, go up higher. There's different mushrooms you'll run around that'll give you the gas to keep your jetpack going. It's all interesting enough that you can see it here, right? It's just at no point did it feel like I was being truly challenged in a puzzle. Did I feel like I wasn't just going to get through this?
Yeah.
Like that thing they just showed with the thing rolling out was like the most annoying, because you have to time this ball at the very right point, and if you get it wrong, you have to keep trying over and over again.
So I see here that Upload VR said there it was the best mobile VR game of the year 2017, which I assume means that it was on like Samsung,
Google Play.
Google
Yeah,
Play,
yeah, because it's on the Daydream, right?
Does it seem like that as you're playing it? Are you like, this seems like a very much smaller?
Yeah, 100%.
VR
And that's what I mean. That's the thing is, I think, especially when you talk about previous VR games, is that once you get in, I feel like a lot of VR games, you understand the rules pretty quick. Of like, oh, nothing's gonna jump out and get me. I'm not fighting anything. I'm just gonna keep going through this way.
Okay.
And so like you feel like you are all alone. Eventually, there's some like space buffalo that get involved, but like they're just there. They're not really a threat. You know what I mean? It was fine. I can see why as a mobile game it would be fine. I think, you know, obviously looking at the current list of what's on there, right? Graveyard Keeper and Brain Breaker. It's far and away better than Brain Breaker.
Okay.
Graveyard Keeper, you'd have to say, because you're the guy who played it. I know it wasn't your game, but if you think it was better than this, I'm not coming out fighting for this, saying it's got to be better. Graveyard Keeper, from your description last week in the report, seemed deeper. Seemed like there was more to do. We know there's a fan base for it, you know?
Yeah, and the game Graveyard Keeper, from what I played, seemed at the very least fine, right? Like, I didn't get the impression that Graveyard Keeper was an incredible game by any means from playing it. I was like, okay, I could see if this game speaks to somebody, how they would kind of fall into it. And so, yeah, from what you're
I think
saying,
that's for what you nail it right there with that synopsis of, as somebody who loves PlayStation VR, I would never recommend this game to somebody. Okay. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's worth $15.
Okay.
I don't think it's bad. I think it's fine. But like, there's enough fine games that don't cost this much.
Yeah, that sounds like a number 3 to me.
All right, cool. Then, ladies and gentlemen, week 4. No, that's not right. Week 2.
Yes.
Now in the books. Start of week 3. Darwin Project is number 1. Graveyard Keeper is number 2. Eclipse Edge of Light is number 3. And then Brain Breaker is number 4.
Can I also say something else about Darwin Project?
You can say whatever you want to say. It's your show.
I should have took notes, because as I was playing this, I was like, man, there's just a lot to unpack here, because this game is just a hidden gem. So you know how I said there's a game director that is causing things to happen as you're playing the game. Usually, whenever you jump into the lobby, you start off in like a training area with other players, and they're fooling around, kind of like how Fortnite used to be. I don't know if Fortnite still has that. I haven't played Fortnite forever. But while you're there, usually there'll be somebody on mic that is the game director, and they're like, all right, guys, so hey, guys, I'm your game director. And this happens 8 out of 10 times, I swear. Like, people are like, hey, guys, I'm your game director. And it fluctuates from people who are like 7 years old to people who are probably like 19. And they're like, all right, guys.
Have you ever been the director?
No, because you have to reach level 5, and I didn't. I reached level 5 recently. I did.
Gotcha.
I didn't,
not before that. Yeah.
But yeah, they're usually like, all right, so here are house rules. All right, no third partying, which is like if 2 people are fighting, if you come in and that's a third party. No, if first person who gets a kill gets an upgrade. Da 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 da. And like, it's like, at first I was like, oh, this is cheesy, this is corny. But like 4 matches in, I was like, this is the most wholesome, endearing, like lovely game. Like, I've played with strangers in this way. Like, people are
turning your mic on.
I don't see 99% of the time I don't like playing with my mic on. I did turn my mic on once because somebody was like, people start having a conversation in the lobby about how, yeah, when I was game director, what I did was I closed one zone and then nuked the zone next to it, so that way I like killed a bunch of people. And like, when that happened, I turned on my mic and I was like, hey, game director, make sure this guy does not make it out. Like, make sure you take this guy out. And so I love that.
That sounds awesome, because I feel like, especially for a new game that isn't getting a lot of fanfare and isn't all over like ads and I haven't heard about.
Yeah.
To have a community that into it, that is like, all right, here they know the unwritten rule that like when you're game director you lay out the rules. That's awesome. That's really cool.
It's super awesome. The game came out before on Xbox and I assume PC, but yeah, like coming into it on PlayStation with, I imagine, primarily like new player base and having it work out so well is pretty cool.
All right, it's time to pick next week's game for what we're playing off the PSN. Of course, I'm over on the PlayStation blog, The Drop, written by our friend Justin from, of course, the PlayStation blog podcast. You got to pick first last week, so I get to pick this week.
All right.
First up is Balthazar's Dream, PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Vita. Visit a wonderfully peculiar dog's dream and a heroic attempt to save his owner in this beautiful pixel art puzzle platformer. Balthazar's dreams of strange and mysterious lands filled with canine wonders. It's in the short list already for me. Portillo. Earth Knight out on PlayStation 4. Earth Knight is an illustrated, procedurally generated platformer that takes place in a dystopian future just after the dragon apocalypse. Sydney and Stanley have had enough. They've decided to skydive back down to the planet, taking out as many dragons as they can. Jump and dash your way across the backs of dragons on your way down to Earth in classic 2D side-scrolling action.
Oh man, that sounds like a blessing game.
Well, we'll see if it's on the board, even though this one's got my attention already. Soccer Tactics and Glory.
Oh my god.
It's an original combination of turn-based strategy and RPG. Create a football team, play matches, earn XP, train skills, learn new classes, upgrade facilities, buy and... I'm not doing that one. It's Football Manager.
That sounds... I mean, Football Manager is more so like you're managing like footballers. This seems like it's Fire
Turn-based?
Emblem. Yeah, like
Soccer?
Fire Emblem Soccer,
I wish I knew who's this guy on the cover.
which I
was.
could be into. I don't know who this guy is.
This looks like the.
Is he Ronaldo?
You guys don't get
Maybe
this
he's
reference.
Ronaldo.
But no, he looks like a younger version of the coach from Letterkenny. That's all I got for you.
From what county?
Letterkenny.
Oh,
It's
no, I
that
don't know.
Canadian TV show.
Now, here's where I might need a judgment call. Foxyland 2, PlayStation 4 and Vita. You might say, I've heard of this game. Yes, but Foxyland 1 was one of my cheap-ass platinums from the
Wait,
break.
really?
Where I got 3 of them off one game or whatever. After a peaceful day looking for cherries, Foxy's children were kidnapped by the mean Wolf Brothers. Now it's up to Foxy and Genie to rescue their children. Jump, leap, and wall kick to bypass enemies. Now, does that violate the rules? Would I have played it without
We don't know.
this thing?
Now,
I guarantee I would have eventually, so I guess that violates the rules. So
I mean,
I
I
have
feel
to
like
disqualify myself.
I wouldn't disqualify it because
I would have played it. That's one of the first. That's rule 2.
Yeah, but like you weren't looking forward to it.
Well, sure. Well, I mean, aren't I always looking forward to a cheap platinum? Number 3. I'm sorry. It shouldn't be something we were gonna play anyway. We note After Party, but this I already played Foxyland 1. In good conscience, I can't do it. I can't do it.
I
Bless.
would definitely let you get away with this. And I'm sure the audience will
Blessing,
let you get away with
you're
it.
a harder sell than that. Or, I'm sorry, Barrett, you're a harder sell than that. What would you have done? What am I? Thank you. See, that's what I mean. He doesn't let me get off. He doesn't let me do my bullshit. Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind, PlayStation 4. I don't need to explain that, I don't think. Lumini. A long forgotten species of hostile planet on a journey of discovery. Welcome to the world of Lumini. All right, whatever. Shadownet Legend Vr for PlayStation VR. Shadow Legend is an action adventure game exclusively designed for virtual reality, where you play as the Grand Master of the Knights Templar, in a story-driven medieval crusade. Freely explore densely filled worlds. All right, whatever. War Theater Blood of Winter, PlayStation 4 digital. From the developers of War Theater comes the next series installment, Blood of Winter. In this free-to-start turn-based strategy RPG, return to Castellan, where the endless war continues to rage. Right now, it's between Balthazar's Dream, whose cover art doesn't inspire me. You know what I mean? I don't look at that and I'm like, yeah, that's a game. That's a game I should be playing. And then Earth Knight, which does look like a great cover art, but sounds a lot like Celeste. Sounds like it's got some Celeste vibes, which I enjoyed, but I'm not the platformer dude.
See, and I am the platformer dude, and so that's like for me, it's between that and Soccer's Tactics
Damn,
and
son.
Glory. Though the thing about Soccer Tactics and Glory is that seems like it's a game that I'm gonna need to play in order to like sink my teeth in if I
Sure.
want to get like an actual feel for it. Was Foxland 1 good?
No,
No.
it wasn't. It was not good. It was an easy platinum, of course. It wasn't terrible. I think the VR game Eclipse was better than Foxyland 1. Yeah. I'm gonna do Earth Knight.
Dang it, I wanted that. All right.
If you want, I'll take Balthazar's Dream. It's a Vita game. I can play it on the Vita. Cross by.
Oh, is it a Vita game?
Yeah, it lives. Don't worry about it.
I mean, what you want, Balthazar's Dream?
It's got a dog story, which I like. I'll do it. Yeah.
Because Earth Knight, I think I might genuinely
Okay.
enjoy this.
You're gonna have more to say. You know what I mean?
Because I love 2D side scrolling action. I love platformers. I like they said roguelite in here, right? Maybe they didn't. Maybe I made that up. I thought they said roguelite.
I don't think they did.
Oh, well, either way.
Okay, that's what you're picking.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Earth Knight.
All right.
Thank you. I appreciate you allowing me to do that.
Anything for you. All right.
Appreciate it.
Speaking of anything for you, let's see what our sponsors would do for you. This episode of PS I Love You XOXO is brought to you by Bespoke Post. This winter, start a new routine to upgrade your everyday life with a monthly box of awesome from Bespoke Post. Bespoke Post sends guys only the best stuff every month. So whether you're looking to commemorate an occasion with a champagne saber, or toast perfectly aged winter cocktails, Box of Awesome has you covered. From style and grooming goods to barware, cooking tools, and outdoor gear, Box of Awesome has carefully built collections for every part of your life. Tim signed up for this. He got the cocktail pack. He got this cool bottle to decant his bourbon into, and he's got these cool cocktail tumblers and these orange peel things. It's really, really neat, and I wish I had it, but I haven't signed up yet, but you should. To get started, take the quiz at boxofawesome.com. Your answers will help them pick the right box of awesome for you. They release new boxes every month across a ton of different categories. It's free to sign up, and you can skip a month or cancel anytime. Each box costs about $45, but it has more than $70 worth of goods inside. Get 20% off your first monthly box when you sign up at boxofawesome.com and enter the code PSILY at checkout. That's boxofawesome.com, code PSILY for 20% off your first box. All right, Blessing. Time for this week's X's and O's, the PlayStation news you need to know about. Let's start with Horizon coming to PC.
Wow.
This is Jason Schreier over at Kotaku. The PlayStation 4 exclusive Horizon Zero Dawn will come to personal computers this year, sources tell Kotaku. It's an unprecedented move for Sony that signals a future in which the publisher releases games on platforms beyond its own consoles. This news comes from 3 people familiar with Sony's plans, all speaking anonymously because they were not authorized to talk to press. Sony did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Now, 3 years later, Horizon will be on another platform for the first time. We expect to see the game on both Steam and Epic Games Store when it launches, parentheses, although that may not be finalized yet. It will be the first Guerrilla game on a non-PlayStation platform since Sony purchased the Netherlands-based studio in 2005. It will also be an opportunity for Guerrilla to show off its technical chops. Horizon Zero Dawn, restrained by the PlayStation 4's hardware, was locked at a frame rate of 30 frames per second. How dare you? We expect the PC version to be more capable. This will be the first big exclusive game from a Sony-owned developer to come to PC. Death Stranding, which launched for PlayStation 4 last November and will also arrive on PC later this year, was funded and published by Sony, but developed by an independent studio, Kojima Productions. Parentheses, in fact, the PC version of Death Stranding is published by a different company, 505 Games. The French studio, Quantic Dream, also independent, had a similar arrangement last year, self-publishing its games, Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls, and Detroit Become Human on PC without Sony's involvement. I'm sorry. One other thing Death Stranding and Horizon share is technology. Both games run on Guerrilla's Decima engine, a robust suite of tools and software for making open-world video games. Guerrilla and Kojima Productions have worked closely together in recent years.
Shocking.
Are you?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I think it's shocking to see PlayStation publish a first-party developed game. Like the Kojima thing of putting Death Stranding on PC, that was shocking, but not too shocking because the Kojima Productions is an independent studio.
Yeah.
There's probably something in the contract there that
just an exclusivity window.
Yeah, an exclusivity window, or like, hey, just don't publish this on other consoles. PC is fine, something like that, I imagine. But for Horizon Zero Dawn to go to PC, I think is interesting. I think could signal one of a few things, right? I think it could be PlayStation going the Xbox route and wanting to turn their platform into more of an ecosystem rather than just a box, the way Xbox has done and been doing. Or it could just be them at the end of the generation wanting to get Horizon and get their exclusives into more people's hands because it's the end of the generation and they don't care as much about selling consoles at this point as they would the PS5. I think what we'll be telling is if any of the launch titles or any of the titles early for the PS5 go to PC. If that happens, then I think sound the alarms, something's going crazy.
They will not at all. What I think this is if it's all true, of course, because we're taking it as, Jason Schreier says it, we say, great. If true, huge.
Yeah.
But also the fact that I think it's all marketing. Let's get one of our greatest PlayStation 4 titles out on PC. Well, we want people to play it on PS4. Sure, but if they haven't bought a PlayStation 4 by now and played it, they're not going to.
Yeah.
Let's get it to them with all the bells and whistles, 60 frames per second, all the stuff that the PlayStation 5 is probably going to be able to do for Horizon 2. And if you release this in the next few weeks, months, and then in the fall, you get to say, here's PlayStation 5 with Horizon 2, which, by the way, runs natively on the PlayStation 5 at whatever it ran at on PC. I think you suddenly have a new group of potential buyers who see that, like, oh, I played it on PC, it looked awesome, it ran at 60 frames per second, her hair physics were amazing. That's out of the box on PlayStation 5. It looks like that already on PlayStation 5. I'll do that and jump in to get the, hopefully, to get the, you know, Spider-Mans and the God of Wars that I did miss. I've heard so much about this generation. I've heard so many great PlayStation exclusives. If this was the drug to get me hooked and now there's a viable option that performs the way I like my PC to perform, why not? The counter argument is that, you know, in what Horizon was, what, 2017? So what, in 3 years, maybe, if there's that argument of like, oh, you put out Horizon 2, in 3 years I'll be able to play it on PC. Maybe. I don't think that's what they're going for, though.
Yeah, and I think that's tough. I think, once again, I think it comes down to it being the end of the generation, them doing this, and yeah, obviously working on Horizon 2 and that being early in the PS5 generation lends a lot of credence to that theory that this is marketing. I think there's also rumors out there of Dreams coming to PC, which I think is even weirder, because I like, that's an interesting one because, and that's an interesting one because I believe you're supposed to, at a certain point they mentioned being able to port your creations and dreams into like Unreal Engine or something like that, or I forget what engine it was. It might have been Unity or something else. But for Dreams, I could see more of a reasoning of like, yeah, there's a lot of reason to do this because of that, because of compatibility or wanting to be able to move your creations into other software or wanting to be able to work on your creations on PC. Like, I feel like there's a lot of potential there. Whereas this, I feel like doing this for Horizon Zero Dawn on PC is specifically, like, I can't really think of a reason to do it aside from either changing your entire strategy as a company or
they're not
doing it for advertising Horizon Zero Dawn 2.
You nailed it, I think, of get it into people's hands.
Yeah.
You've slept on this, you've skipped on it. When we announced Horizon Zero Dawn for PlayStation 5 as a launch title, we want you to be excited. We want you to know you have to go buy this. Dreams, I think, is a different case where I think Dreams would make sense bringing to PC because, man, this is a big investment that's been going on a long time, and we don't think we're going to be able to, out of the gate, get enough people into it to make the money back immediately. So why not open it up to a larger group? Why not make that system bigger? It's, you know, it's the dream for so many people with smaller multiplayer games of now that crossplay is a real reality. You don't have to worry about, oh man, we're killing it on Xbox, but our Switch our Switch player base is so small, or our PlayStation fan base or player base is so small. That if you can get all your players together in one spot, that's great.
Do you think we eventually see Last of Us 2 on PC if this is true, if the Horizon thing is true?
Speaking of the next story, Last of Us 2 on PC. This is Games Radar's Sam Loveridge, who wrote today, as of recording on the 20th, a new job listing at Sony, PlayStation exclusive developer Naughty Dog may suggest that The Last of Us Part 2 or a future Naughty Dog title could make the leap to PC thanks to references to PC-specific skills it asks for. The role is for a graphics programmer on Naughty Dog's game team who would, quote, implement new and existing rendering techniques for our upcoming game, The Last of Us Part 2, end quote. But down in the requirements and skills section of the job posting, it asks for thorough understanding of current GPU architectures, AMD, GCN, NVIDIA, CUDA, experience with DirectX 12, Vulkan, or other modern graphics and compute APIs, console or PC programming experience. Those were the things it asked for. Article goes on to read, now Naughty Dog may well just be looking for someone with a broad range of programming experience, but it's interesting that the requirements actually include specifics that don't relate to the PlayStation 4 architecture or the PS5 for that matter. Both the PS4 and upcoming PlayStation 5 will use AMD graphics tech rather than NVIDIA, and DirectX 12 enables developers to add amazing graphic effects to Microsoft Windows-based PC games rather than anything to do with console gaming.
Interesting.
Very.
That one is way more shocking than, like, the idea that Last of Us Part 2 would come to the PC is way more shocking than the idea of Horizon. Because Horizon, for marketing, sure, I understand that. Last of Us 2, this gets interesting when you bring in the backwards compatibility aspect of next generation, because I've been saying a lot that, like, oh yeah, these games are going to come to PS5, right? Last of Us 2, they would bring to PS5. Since this is going to be backwards compatible, I don't know in what form that looks like. Whether it is like them just being like, oh yeah, just play the PS4 version on PS5, or if it is them doing like a remastered or Game of the Year edition of Last of Us 2 and just putting them on PS5 and calling it the Game of the Year edition. But they could use Last of Us 2 as a reason to get a PS5. And so for them to put Last of Us 2 on PC, I feel like would be weird.
I feel like it's such a leap in logic. And I totally get Sam's right, talking about specs and how this doesn't equate to that. And so why would you mention these things? I'm not a technical guy, obviously, as you all know. I'm not a PC guy, obviously, as you all know. It's interesting because he talks about, rendering for upcoming Last of Us Part 2. But down the list, it also talks about all these different GPUs, things. My first glance at maybe we're jumping a bridge too far to talk about Last of Us Part 2. Maybe it's a Horizon situation of they want to bring Last of Us 1 remastered to PC to sell Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah.
Because they're talking about, the quote is very much about Last of Us Part 2, but down the list it starts talking about all this other stuff because that'd be great to hire somebody who understands the rendering techniques or whatever for PlayStation 4, but to come in and also have a handle on, hey, look at this, and is this going right on PC? I could be totally talking on my ass and probably am.
I think that makes way more sense to do Last of Us 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing. Get it out. Get people to play it if they haven't, and get them excited to buy a PlayStation 5. If it is backwards compatible. You can play Last of Us Part 2. You're not in a hurry to get it. I don't know. I Last of Us Part 2 coming to PC, I think is a bridge too far, at least for right now.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about years from now.
Yeah.
But that's not going to happen to the point that I think they're on that move right now. Let alone, it's also the thing then is we get really way too far into Greg's lack of knowledge of technical shit. All this stuff that they don't use right now, sure, whatever, cool. What is PlayStation 5 Pro going to be one day? What is the future of it? I think you could just be future-proofing for technologies that we want you to have a broad range of skills, so wherever this industry goes, you can work on stuff.
Yeah, I think that makes sense also. Like, I do find the idea of them switching up their strategy to being, hey, we'll release an exclusively on a PlayStation platform, but 3 years down the road, we then release it on PC. I think there could be something to that. I don't think current PlayStation would do that. I don't think that's something that
you don't
that's
do that
something
with
to see value in.
106 million PlayStation 4 sold. You know what I mean? Like, you don't make that compromise.
And especially going into a new generation, I don't think you do that, right? Like, I think that'd be an awesome strategy in the latter half of a generation, like in the PS5. If we see a lot of the later PS5 games then or a lot of PS5 games late into the generation start to make their way to the PC, because at that point they've sold consoles.
Sure.
I think there could be something there, but I don't know if that's where their heads are at right now with what they're doing or with what.
Yeah, both stories read to me as new forms of marketing for the PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
Of, hey, play this now so you get excited for the thing that is about to be out or is out by the time you play it wherever it is, and then you want to buy the next system so you're part of that ecosystem. You can't wait. But we'll have to see. Speaking of the PlayStation 5, we've got a PlayStation Watch story for you. Has information on the PlayStation 5 leaked. This is Push Square's Robert Ramsey. Usually with all the rumors and speculation going around there, I don't even bother bringing it up sometimes. You know what I mean?
Now, technically, this is a PS5 watch.
That's what I said.
Oh, did you say that?
Yeah, I said
that.
that.
Usually we have a theme, don't we?
Oh, do we? For PS5 watch?
I think the first time
did we do
like
it the first time? I mean, it's only episode 3. We've only done the PS5 watch.
I haven't
we've
been
only done
here
it
really
once.
for the first 2 episodes.
It was Kevin.
You
that
didn't
was
listen
here.
to him? You didn't listen
You
to
did
him?
like the... I can't do it. Yeah, like a thing.
Watching the PlayStation 5.
What we need is a graphic.
Watching the PlayStation 5. Yeah, make us a PlayStation 5 watch graphic somewhere.
Yeah, thank you, Barrett.
Thank you, Barrett. You did a good job out there. We
Oh,
love you.
I
Love
thought
you.
Blessing was thanking me of like he assigned to me that project. Like I got to make it.
Yeah.
Well, I pushed
yeah.
it on everybody else.
Okay.
Oh, see, I was... putting it
Major
on-
props if you
specifically
can
on
use
Barrett.
Dreams. Could you make a PlayStation 5 PS I Love You XOXO watch graphic in Dreams that then gets submitted to Blessing, that then gets the Blessing approval for the week and
Okay.
becomes a new segment thing? Just putting it out there.
Layers.
Anything can happen. It's an interesting daydream here. This wrinkle of what is this PlayStation 5 leak that Robert's talking about at Push Square, okay? PlayStation appears to be in the process of changing its company slogan. Over the course of this generation, it's mainly gone with, quote, for the players, or hashtag for the players at points, as well as best place to play. But if you take a look at PlayStation Europe's Twitter profile, as pointed out by Twitter user videotech_, it now says it's time to play. Barrett, can you throw that up? Now, there's a chance that this could just be a fresh look for the social media account, but the way that it leads into the rest of the text makes it seem more important than that. We could well be looking at the new PlayStation 5 slogan. And this is where it gets juicy. There was a massive PlayStation 5 leak posted on 4chan. Parentheses, this link contains some strong language. No shit, it's on 4chan. 1 week ago, at the time of writing this article. We didn't report on it because, well, it's 4chan. Supposed rumors and leaks are always being posted by anonymous sources, and the vast majority turn out to have no bearing on reality. However, this leak states that PlayStation's new slogan for the PlayStation 5 will be, quote, "It's time to play." Either this poster's made a really lucky guess, or there's actually some truth to the leak. The post features a long list of PlayStation 5 details. We've broken down the main points here. PlayStation 5 reveal event is set for the 5th of February 2020. PlayStation 5 release date is set in October 2020. PS5 price is $499, and it's only one model. PlayStation 5 launch games will include Gran Turismo 7, MLB The Show 21, Demon's Souls Remastered, Godfall, Legends with a Z, new IP from Sony Santa Monica Studio. Games teased at the PS5 reveal: Horizon Zero Dawn sequel, Marvel Spider-Man sequel, new sci-fi IP from Naughty Dog, new IP from SIE Japan, new IP from London Studios, Final Fantasy 16, new Resident Evil. I like Blessing's look. If you're not watching the video, PS5 specs quotes almost on par with Xbox Series X. Leak claims Series X is more expensive. PS5 more powerful and cheaper than Xbox Lockhart. PS5 slogan is, "It's time to play."
I don't buy it.
I don't buy it either.
The first one that sticks out to me is MLB The Show 21.
Yeah, because that's a spring.
That's always
It's a spring game.
for the last
Even at launch, PS4, MLB The Show wasn't there, right?
since
No,
I'm gonna
I don't
say
think
since MLB 08 The Show, it's always been a March game. Like I don't think they delay that. 8 months for it to fucking be able to be a launch title? Like
And even
that's
put out a PlayStation 5 version. You know what I mean? I'm with you.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, MLB The Show 21 isn't coming
like,
out in fall 20.
Yeah, like that'll be
2020.
MLB The Show 22 will be the one that we see on PS5 first, I believe.
Well, 21, right? Because 21 is
No, 21 will be this year. 21 will be in March.
isn't that usually the spring of the year that it comes out? Is it usually the next year?
So, oh no, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, they don't do the Madden thing here, right?
yeah,
Because
that
it's
always
in the
fucks me
beginning
up.
of the
That
year.
always
So
fucks me
this
up.
year is going to be MLB The Show 20.
20, yeah.
PlayStation 5 would be MLB 21.
21. But that'll
I
be
totally understand what you're saying because Madden
Okay, yeah, I
Madden jumps ahead a year, but they're
Yeah.
later in
Yeah,
the year.
but that's not gonna be a
and their
launch
season
game.
goes into the next.
Yeah,
year.
that list is
so
of
MLB
launch
The
games.
Show 20 is coming out March 17th. Very exciting. But 21, yeah, that's not a launch game. That'll be launch window first year or whatever. But yeah, that's not.
Yeah.
They're not launching two.
It's
of those
way. I
suckers
mean,
in
honestly,
a
it's like,
year,
and
yeah.
don't get me wrong. I think it's the whole reason this is here is because it's fun to speculate.
Yeah.
It's
But,
PS5
like,
watch. Run the graphic. Oh right, we don't have it yet.
Oh, yeah.
But I do like the fact that it's weird that they just let's play or whatever.
And
Right?
you
It's
think-
time to play.
You think Capcom and Square Enix are going to reveal the new Resident Evil and the
Final
new
Fantasy
Final Fantasy
16 at the
before
PlayStation 5 reveal event.
in
That-
February before the games that are already announced are coming out?
Also
like,
great
But also
point, Buzz.
before
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 7 remake is
Yeah,
released.
yeah,
like,
that's what I'm saying,
I see it. I see
You see it.
Square being batshit crazy enough where, like Tim has said, for like the last 6 months, like this is the longest we've gone without an official new Final Fantasy release announcement or whatever.
Real quick,
Title
real quick to stop you.
announcement.
I'm sorry. Don't mention the T name on PS I Love You XOXO. Okay, thank you.
yeah, he's that to us.
What's a nickname that we can give him for this show?
Tim Tam.
But I'm still saying the T.
And I see the way I look at the way that Square is treating Final Fantasy is that Final Fantasy 7 remake is taking the place of a numbered Final Fantasy. Like we'll get Final Fantasy 16, but it's
Yeah.
probably going to start development after Final Fantasy 7 remake. Everything is completed and out and done, and then they'll ramp up on 16. But I don't think they're concurrently being developed.
The one that really, like, I don't believe is a new Resident Evil. I don't think they're, with, like, them having to go back to back with 2 and 3, like, I don't know if we see Resident Evil 8 or whatever
Really?
this year.
I mean,
no.
yeah, no, not this year, but I think we see Resident Evil 8 maybe announced next year. Like they've
Yeah.
been doing it pretty rapidly, and I know like there's some behind the scenes stuff of 2 and 3 were supposed to be in the same package,
Yeah,
and they had to
that's
split
true.
them up, and
That's
so
true.
that's why they're coming out so close to each other. But even still, like I think Resident Evil 8, I don't think is imminent, but I think is soonish. But it's definitely not February.
Also,
you know?
new sci-fi IP from Naughty Dog. I don't know how much I believe of that either.
I mean, I believe they're working on a new IP.
I don't know.
Probably, but
I
don't-
definitely remember that was one of my teases that once we got I still think it's further out than February since we're so close to February.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that there
Yeah.
you could
It-
tease it, but it's the fact of you want to get Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah, that's the other thing, right? Naughty Dog's not about to announce a new game before Last of Us Part 2, even though I think they might have done that before. Didn't they do that for Uncharted 3 and Last of Us?
They cut it super close. So
Okay.
it was that Uncharted 3 came out. It got delayed and came out, but it was literally like kindoffunny.com/you're wrong for the timing, but remember it was Uncharted 3 came out, and then right before that, or no, it was right after it, they started teasing the ants and the cordyceps, and then it was revealed at Game Awards. It was so it was what it would have been. It was December for Game Awards, so October for what was it? November.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it would have been.
So, anyways, no, they dovetailed, and that was the big thing going in. Is like, what is this? What is this cordyceps thing? It can't be Naughty Dog. They just made a game.
Right.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, there are other things here. I think, I could see Horizon Zero Dawn sequel. I could see Marvel.
I can totally see it.
Spider-Man sequel. I could see a new IP from SIE Japan, a new IP from London Studio. But like literally all these things happening at once.
You're talking about. It's like we're talking about. We talked about Decade of Dreams and the PSN or the PSX of Dreams. Like this would be. This is what happens when you sit there and you daydream about what they would
Exactly.
do. It's the God tier conference where they come out and they blow their wad for the next 7 years on what they're making.
Exactly. And
Too
so
much.
as far as how they got the slogan correct, I imagine either lucky guests or maybe they knew that from somewhere.
Yeah, maybe
Or
that's all they
Yeah, or maybe that's
maybe that's not even the same slogan. They just knew that they're going to change this on the Twitter profile.
Yeah, or maybe it's already somewhere on the website or somewhere in the code, and they saw that and they're like, oh yeah, it's time to play.
That's a good time. I like that slogan.
It is. It would be a good slogan. I think it's a great phrase. I like it better than I think I mentioned before that I wasn't totally into to Greatness Awaits. I didn't love
Boo.
Greatness Awaits.
Boo. Say to that.
Into 2014, I remember like people saying like, oh, we're still waiting because there wasn't really many games coming out in 2014. But it's time to play. I think
Time to play the game.
I think would nail it. So I would actually love for that to be the slogan. But are they really putting the slogan for the PS5 in the PlayStation UK?
Did they? Did they slip
profile?
up and think nobody would notice that?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
And so I don't buy this whatsoever.
All right, that's a no from Blessing. I'm gonna have to agree with him on this one, but sometimes it's nice to.
In October
daydream.
2020. I mean, not
That
impossible.
I don't know. Yeah, for what? For putting out the system?
But usually
I
they
think
go.
it'll be
Usually they go in
November.
November. Yeah, is what I'm saying. Yeah. And the PlayStation reveal event being 5th of February. Like we're already at the 20th right now, and so that would be 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, that's
no-
that's the thing.
no
People are
work.
like, oh, people keep holding out hope that it's happening that early in February. I'm like, it's not how travel books, I guess, but who knows?
I don't buy it.
He doesn't buy it.
I
Everybody.
don't like it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for something very special. It is the inaugural PSI Love You XOXO Fantasy Critic Draft. We have drafted some of our friends to come in here. Corsi from Illfonic, Jonathon Dornbush from IGN and Podcast Beyond, Kallie, Plagge from GameSpot and GameSpot After Dark, and then it's me and Blessing. We're about to do a fantasy draft for some video games that'll then continue throughout 2020. If none of that makes sense, it will after you watch this. And with that, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the inaugural PSI Love You XOXO Fantasy Critic League. We're very excited for the founding of this league. Blessing, give me a handshake. There it is. Of course, this was your idea that
It
you wanted
was.
to do this.
Yes.
So, Blessing, if people don't know, what are we about to do? What is the Fantasy Critic League?
So think of it like any sort of fantasy football league, which I'm sure the audience understands fantasy
Just
football.
went over a lot of people's heads.
Yeah.
Got it.
So
Gio Corsi over there is like, I'm Canadian. I don't understand.
Like, what's
I'm like, I
football?
know Yahoo does fantasy hockey.
So essentially what we're doing here is we each have a pretend publisher that we're running. And what we're doing is we're each drafting a certain amount of games. Now we're drafting those games based on what we think is going to get the higher open critic review.
Right.
Right. And so
And that's how points are scored.
And that's how points are scored, right?
Gotcha.
So the higher an open critic game is that you draft, the more points you get.
Makes perfect sense,
Yeah.
as you know. This will be an ongoing throughout the year thing, but we thought we would draft live for you. So I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Greg Miller, representing Portillo Publishing, LLC. I will urge you when you watch this later. Well, cops are going by. Sirens are on our end. When you watch this later, don't do it now because it'll ruin how we draft everything. You can go to kindoffunny.com/PS League and you can see the actual standings, how it's all going. But I'll be representing Portillo Publishing, LLC. We are a small publishing company out of SF. You, sir?
Of course, Blessing Adeoye Jr., and I am representing Rapstar Games, the opposite of small. We're huge, actually. Some would say one of the most profitable businesses
Damn,
in
wow.
the industry.
I missed that part of
because
it,
we
yeah.
make good choices and good decisions in
Okay.
what games we publish, and so there you go.
Miss?
Should I say my name?
Yes.
Cool.
I mean, we've said it before on the show, but now we're doing this whole draft thing.
It's me again. I'm Kallie. I'm representing Team Magma.
Ooh.
That's my publisher.
Okay.
We are sort of an evil corporation, I would say.
Oh, wow.
But our main
I mean, what corporation isn't?
No, I sure you're not kind of funny.
That's
Not
a
kind of funny.
good point.
Patreon.com/kind of funny.
And we really just want the. It's a little bit of a climate change sort of thing. If you've played the relevant Pokemon game, you know what's up.
Oh,
You know what's up.
I see.
So that's us, and we're also the best.
Sir.
Oh, wow. I'm Jonathon, and I'm representing Betwixt and Between Gaming. We, as opposed to Portillo Gaming Small and Rapstar Gaming Large, we're somewhere in the middle.
Oh, nice.
We're
You're
okay with
betwixt.
that. Yeah,
You're
we're
betwixt
betwixt
everybody.
everybody.
Okay. All right. And you, sir.
My name's Gio Corsi, and I run Big Belly Games. We're big. I have a belly, and we love games.
Makes perfect sense to me. It makes
Yeah.
perfect sense to me. All right, so here's what I was able to cobble together. We're going to all discover a lot of things. Blessing, inside track. He's already played a bunch of these things before. I have. We are currently going to build a roster of 13 games. We're drafting 6. So correct me if I'm wrong. The maximum we can have is 13. But
Yes.
today we'll draft 6, which are free. Then we
Yes.
have a $100 budget that you can then spend on different games to bring them in and
Yes.
hope you get the points that way.
And the budget comes in. So there's a refresh every week, every Monday, I want to say. So say they announce Borderlands 4 coming out this year, right? Because all the games we're drafting have to come out this year. This is for 2020.
And they have to come to PlayStation.
And they have to come to
obviously,
PlayStation because it's PS I Love You. But yeah, say Borderlands 4 comes out this year, and we're all like, oh, Borderlands 4, we want that game on our draft. What happens is we then, each of us secretly, we don't really notify each other, but secretly we put in a bid for that game. And so say like that's announced on a Thursday, right? I have up until Monday to bid on that game, or up until like, because if nobody bids on it, then it just stays in the pool. But say that Thursday I bid $5. If Jonathon then bids $6, by Monday he then gets the game.
Gotcha.
So that's how it works. And so you kind of want to be secretive about it, secretive about the games. That
And the
you're- that
$100
you're
is for
bidding.
the entire year?
Entire year. Yes. So you have a $100
Not a lot of
budget.
money.
You got to stretch that.
Yeah. So a $100 budget to stretch over what's 13 minus 6? 7 games.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
I had a moment like, oh God.
Beautiful mind.
And then there's counter picks.
Then there-
we each have
yes.
one counter pick.
And so now this is where we get into the point system.
Yeah,
Which
do
is,
you want me to explain that?
yeah, you can explain it.
So the way I found it on the website, right, is that, again, it's going off of OpenCritic aggregate review scores. Here's how this reads. A game score is based on its score from OpenCritic.com. Your team will gain or lose points based upon how well your game reviews. Only critic reviews are taken into account. For every point above a 70 on OpenCritic, your game gets 1 point. For every point below a 70, you lose 1 point. Ooh. However, to really separate the cream of the crop, every point above 90 gets you 2 points. If a game doesn't release in the year you are playing, it's treated as getting a 70 and therefore 0 points. Ouch.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on here, guys.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
So like if a game scores 92 on Metacritic, right? That's 20 points up till 90, and then 4 points since it's over 90.
Oh, yeah.
So that's 24 points.
Scared
Head
yourself
math.
there, didn't you?
Yeah, no,
you scared
I was
yourself.
like-
You're like, oh, no, I'm out of here. I'm off the ledge.
So, OpenCritic or Metacritic?
OpenCritic.
Okay.
Did we say Metacritic?
No, you
Sorry.
said open.
OpenCritic. Just make sure. Okay.
You said OpenCritic. You just said Metacritic.
I'm at OpenCritic.
I'm always editing. I'm always
That's good.
editing.
No, I'm glad you're there. Somebody's got to keep us honest. You know what I mean? All right, I'm going to hit the start drafting button. Here we go, everybody. Warning, once you start the draft,
I
you're no
got
longer
to put on
gonna-
the rally cap.
There you go. Okay, cool. Yeah,
So
well,
how does it choose draft order? Is it just automatic?
I think it just goes down because it says it's your turn to draft. Man,
there
crazy.
you go.
You know what I mean? Look at that. You know, draft.
Interesting.
So yeah, under player actions now you have draft game. And of course, I have my watch list ready to go because I built ahead of time. I would be a fool not to take The Last of Us Part 2 with the first pick in the 2020 PS I Love You XOXO Fantasy Draft League. So here we go.
This draft
drafting.
is already a sham.
It is.
I know.
Oh, it's just crazy how it happens that way. Oh, Blessing went on. And Blessing's number 2.
Oh wow.
Crazy.
Wonderful.
I see how it is.
Thought it would happen
I see
this
how
way.
it is.
Oh wow. That's wild. It's almost as if we got punked, you know?
You know, it's just, I created the league. I sent out the thing. I never saw a button to randomize. I'm sorry.
It's
You know what I mean?
it's almost as if we got cyberpunked 2077.
Oh,
Okay.
he's going for
As
that.
my
All
first
the big
draft
guns
game.
are out to play today.
Now, if this game somehow gets delayed into 2021, which I don't think will
this
happen.
is the risk, right?
This
Yeah.
is the risk that I take.
So that's the thing. We're going off hype. We're going off what we believe. But who
Yeah.
knows? Maybe this
Okay.
game trash fire when it comes out.
It's like a strategy to be like, okay, this game is a surefire. Like, it'll probably get like 7s. And then you're like racking up points
Yeah.
that way instead of the risky picks.
No, you
Well,
got to go for those 90s,
gotta
right?
go for
You
those
want to go for the
nice.
higher games, but there is a strategy like. Bayonetta 3 is not coming to PlayStation. Say there's like a wonderful place, Horizon Zero Dawn 2, for example, which isn't announced, but say it was announced, right, at E3 without a date or something. you don't know that that's going to come out this year.
Right.
But if it did come out
But-
this year, it could get amazing scores. That's
Yep.
sort of a risk you can take. And also, I want to point out that I believe it's a snake draft. And so once we make our way down the list,
Gotcha.
you then
Does that make sense to you, Gio?
Say again. What?
Snake draft? Did that make sense to you?
Yeah,
So
sure.
the person who goes last then goes
There's snakes,
again.
and we have to draft them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we're just
Yeah,
ready.
it sounds like we're gonna
Metal
like
Gear.
like gossip about each other later in the snake draft.
No. Just means that Jonathan Dornbush actually has the last pick.
Yeah.
He will get
Yeah,
to go
because
twice
I
in a
made
row.
it an hour before I came here.
Yeah.
I appreciate you doing
Yeah.
it all the same, though. You did your homework. And
Is
so,
it
really,
perfect?
this is a big deal. Oh, yeah, you're up out here.
Oh,
but
I'm
we're-
up.
No, there's no timer, though. I love it because we can talk about it.
Ah,
I
ah.
love the idea that the
There
real
should be a
strategy
timer,
comes
though.
down, though, into what'll happen with this $100.
Yeah.
Because that's when they announce
Yeah.
some little game, and it's like, will
I'm
that game's
racking
going
up
to get
the-
90.
That's where Big Belly Games is going to clean up.
Oh, yeah?
I'll just tell you that right now.
Okay.
That's where it's going to happen. Yeah.
I'm gonna go for the Final Fantasy VII remake.
Whoa.
Will it come out this year? Interesting.
Did I select
I mean, it's only
it?
delayed till what, May or
think I
April?
did.
It's in
Press
April.
select on the list.
I did.
All right.
Hello. Hello.
If it's not working for you, the league manager can also do it.
I see. I got it. I see.
Okay.
Got it. No, this is my. Blessing, please help me.
Well, I think Greg's the league manager.
Wait, what happened? Did it not go?
It's not showing up on the list there.
Draft
Your game
Draft
showed
game.
up.
I see. Never mind. I got it.
Don't worry,
But
don't
I
worry,
still
don't worry.
am gonna go for the Final Fantasy.
Smart.
VII.
No, they didn't talk yet. Now, up next,
Search
ladies
game.
and gentlemen, is going to be Big Belly Games.
This is gonna be crazy. Okay, select.
Will Gio Corsi pick his own game?
Now,
he
what-
has a game coming out in
Drafted.
2020.
Now, Greg,
Predator
let's-
Hunting Grounds, of course. So
Greg,
fun.
you set
Yeah.
the rules for this.
I sure did.
So how does Call of
Did you
Duty
type
or
that
like
in, or did it
yearly
go through
releases
on
come
its
into
own?
play? Did you set it so that
I
those are
did the
included?
default stuff. You
Okay.
could get all crazy about it and keep out remakes, and then we're just having fun.
Oh, you're including everything.
She just picked a remake, right?
picked a
That
remake.
worked.
Oh yeah. Well, they're different. So I know this site has different levels to remakes because there's Final Fantasy VII remake, which I think they list as like a true remake or something like that, and then there's I forget what's like a good example. There's like
Resident Evil 3?
remasters, Resident Evil 3, which I think is still included.
true remake,
They're
yeah.
they're difficult ones, which came into play because last year I did this, and I think Link's Awakening became weird when I was doing it, but. I can't really think of an example this year
Yeah,
so
I
far.
don't think it's, and even if it does, if you've cracked the system, go get them.
Yeah.
All right, Big Belly Games on the clock. Gio
Is it me?
Corsi.
I thought not Dornbush.
No, he's last.
Oh, he's last.
It would have
Okay.
made way more sense
not
if I had
in
looked at
table
this and
order?
known
And
to
then
put
we
in
sat
table
in
order.
that.
Sorry,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Now you're all comfortable. I don't want to get you.
Yeah.
to move
Wait, so
around.
both Call of Duty and yearly sports games are eligible?
Correct.
Okay, good to know.
Well, this one, this sequel, the original was my favorite game of the year, so I'm going to go for Doom Eternal.
Yeah.
And this button does nothing, so
So if you're in the draft watch list, you have to click out of that, go to draft game, then type in the game, and then don't worry.
Should be pointed out, of course.
That was like a
Fantasy
little bit.
critic here, just something that was made by a guy who wanted to make cool stuff. So he's just, I think there's a lot of functionality he probably wants to put back.
Oh,
in this
yeah.
thing.
yeah, there we go.
Once I did that, it
And then I
works.
press draft game.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a little bit like, when you Google
there you
like
go.
a computer issue and you find a forum post from like
Yeah,
2005.
you haven't seen me try to work on a computer
Yeah.
before.
And then like somebody has the same question as you, but they don't post the solution. I kind of did that to you.
Got it.
My
before I
problem
told
was,
you.
going through, I was doing that this weekend with something, and it was, I was finding things from 2015,
Yeah.
and it was like the answers they had didn't make sense anymore.
Yeah.
It was Google.
All right, Betwixt, what are you doing?
Jonathan Dornbush.
We're sure Halo Infinite won't come to the.
We're positive.
To the
Yes,
PlayStation.
yes, yes. You never know.
Then-
Xbox Game
I'm
Pass.
just saying. Then I'm gonna go for Ghost of Tsushima.
Ooh.
Solid choice, solid
Another PlayStation exclusive.
And Andrew, I trust.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
friend of the show, Andrew Goldfarb.
Do you
Don't
want to
steal
throw it
me
back
wrong.
up there, Barrett? See where we have the summary here, as you can see, round 1 being done here. Portillo Publishing LLC with The Last of Us Part 2, Rapstar Games, Cyberpunk 2077, Team Magma, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Big Belly Games, Doom Eternal, and then betwixt and between gaming, Ghost of Tsushima. Now, Mr. Dornbush, the ball is still in your court for the snake draft.
Oh, I was not prepared for this.
Exactly.
Well
I
done.
still don't understand, but okay, cool.
It goes one way and then it snakes back. So you're about to go again.
Oh,
Get more excited, Gio. Can you have some fun?
No, I'm
Since
not.
you
I
fell down
already
these
have
stairs,
mine
you've
ready.
been no fun.
but where do I find my list now?
I think you can go to the
I call
watch
you out on
list.
Yeah, your watch list
I
is still
see.
there.
Got
Yeah,
it.
I just want to call Blessing out on a document on his computer that says music to be murdered by.
Which is the name of the new Eminem album that we just
but-
reviewed. It is out of context. It is wild.
Also, he wants to be murdered.
a little concerned
it.
about you.
Again, another one I'm hoping does come out this year, and it doesn't have a release date yet, but I'm going to go for Watch Dogs Legion.
That's a spicy
Oh
pick.
wow. Confident.
I don't think I pressed the correct button. Hold on.
It's okay.
Technical difficulty.
We're all better with controllers in our hands. We are never meant to use PCs or computers. Inferior form of gaming. Inferior form of technology.
What makes
we
you
go.
think that one's gonna have a high open critic score?
Because I played it at E3, and
Oh.
it was my game of the show.
Oh.
And I think it's incredible, and if it lives up to like what that demo showed, I think I could get a really good set of reviews.
And the
Interesting.
grannies?
And the grannies, yeah. That's an
I
automatic 9.
loved what I played.
Yes.
My concern with it is how it's going to review.
For sure.
Because my thing is like, how do you do a game like that and not have a true protagonist?
Yeah.
Like I get the whole idea that anybody can and that's awesome tech and blah blah blah, but I feel like that's what's gonna get it knocked. If the tech's awesome and amazing, nobody will care. I got a team full of grannies. We go do jobs.
Yeah, it really comes down to the tech, and them delaying it to me at least implies that they want to make sure they get that right.
Yeah.
Because they really are boasting that to be so impressive, and it was definitely cool within an hour-long span, but how that'll work over like 30, 40 hours, I don't know. But I believe in it.
All right, let's blah blah more. Yeah. Come on.
He's got deals to sign over there.
Yeah. We got moving and shaking to do here.
Big Belly Games, you are up to the plate. What is going to be your second?
It's
your
a
first
weird
pick
one,
in round two?
as discussed earlier with Blessings, but I'm going to go Resident Evil 3.
Dang it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that was one of yours.
That was when I was hoping that would stay free for me.
Not too bad, son. All right, so how do I do that again? Draft game?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Resident Evil 3. I think that was the top one on the watch list too, and so
That's available or total?
That's available.
that's a
Okay.
that's
Top one
available.
was Last of Us.
Yes. Oh, right. My number one pick. How can I forget? Neil Druckmann, don't you fuck me.
There we go. So then, whose turn is it now? Snake.
We're working
mine.
backwards.
Oh,
so
okay.
Yes, Callie.
And I am going to go for Senua's Saga Hellblade 2.
Not coming to PS4.
Not coming
Is that
to
going to
Blah,
PS4?
blah.
Yeah.
Microsoft
It
bought
was
that
on
studio.
PS4.
It was
I know,
announced
right?
for
That's what
Xbox
happens when
Series
you get
X.
snatched
Oh,
up.
shit, you're
It's a
right.
whole new world.
I forgot about that. Okay, now I need to think of. I didn't want to be the first person that happened to.
It's okay. It's definitely going to happen to everybody at some point.
It is.
I'm gonna draft Animal Crossing.
I would
Oh, sorry.
draft Animal Crossing so hard.
Oh,
if
yeah,
I
sure.
could.
For me, it was Half-Life Alex. Where I was like, yeah, right.
yeah.
I'm like, it's going to come to PSVR one day.
One day.
But I don't think
I doubt it'll
it's
come
not this
that-
year, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Then I'm gonna go. Yakuza Like a Dragon
Fair. I was looking at that
Smart.
one too.
Solid
That was one I
choice.
was thinking about.
because
Yakuza.
that Yakuza. Okay.
Awesome.
Done.
Oh, see, okay.
So it's my
I have
turn?
a soft spot
Yeah.
in my heart for the Yakuza franchise. I worked real
Oh,
hard to
you
help bring
piece
that.
of garbage.
Wait, what?
You piece of
Oh,
garbage.
it says ineligible.
Why is it ineligible?
Uh-oh.
I don't know. That's a good question.
What were you
Oh,
trying-
because of early access. Because it already did early access.
what were you
He
trying
tried to
do?
put dreams in there.
Yeah, I tried to go
Yeah.
Dreams PS4. Well, it still says
So we've
draft
all
game.
run into issues.
Warning.
I'm just saying.
This game is not eligible in
Oh,
this
yeah.
league's early access settings.
And
I just did
We're all
default.
going to run
Okay.
into issues
So if you
again.
got early access, yeah. Similar thing. What's your next pick gonna be?
I don't know yet. That was just the one I was looking at. All right. I gotta think now. Oh man.
Because I'll tell you some information. It won't help you, but I'll tell it to you. right?
Okay, sure.
I was prepping for my snake back here and gonna be a total cheeseball and get Persona 5 Royal. But that is also ineligible based on default settings.
Gotcha.
Oh.
All right. All right. Let's
All right, new
see
guy,
here.
what's it going to be?
Man, here's the thing. I would have gone Dying Light 2, but that just got delayed with no year.
Indefinitely.
Indefinitely.
Yeah.
And so
So risky choice.
it'd be a super risky choice. Oh man, Watch Dogs Legion would have been one. Gods and Monsters is an option that I'm also looking at. Is 12 minutes coming only to Xbox?
That's definitely where they showed
I
it.
think
Yes.
it might be like a coming first.
Yeah. I mean, you could take the shot that it gets out by the end of the year if they get it there. Hold on, 12.
12 minutes.
Really.
Because if it's just
Really
announced
pissed
for
off.
Microsoft, I'm not gonna go for it. Let's see. Yeah, Microsoft Windows and Xbox One. So I won't do 12 minutes. Oh boy, this is rough.
All right.
Doom Eternal is taken. I might go Iron Man VR.
Okay. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And so does Gio Corsi. In another life, he shepherded that game.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Don't cry, Gio.
I'm doing Marvel's Iron Man VR. Drafted.
Drafting,
Bless
all
you,
right.
blessings. Bless you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I know potential when I see it.
Oh.
It's me, everybody. Hey, everybody. Portillo Publishing here. Thinking about what to draft now.
We should have a timer.
I'm going to go fast, and it's snaking on me, too, I'll have you know. First, I'm going to go for a game that I've heard nothing but good things about, that I saw a demo of, and I thought, this looks really cool. My concern is, will it happen this year? But as they say, go big or go home. I'm doing Vampire, the Masquerade.
Nice one.
A game that I think will review incredibly well if it lives up to what I saw at that there E3, and I've drafted it. And it is still on me, so it's time to draft another game. And again, as I said earlier, ladies and gentlemen, if there's one thing you know about PS I Love You XOXO, Kinda Funny, and Greg Miller, it's go big or go home. And you often say, how much does Greg Miller believe the Kool-Aid he's selling? You know what I mean? Like, can he says all these things, but will he ever put his money where his mouth is?
No.
To start round 3,
No.
I, ladies and gentlemen, am picking the Horizon Zero Dawn sequel for PlayStation 5.
You're crazy. He's
I
crazy.
am crazy, everybody. Crazy like a fox. Do
Wow. Wow. All right.
you want to toss it up and scroll around, Barrett?
Yakuza Like a Dragon, so...
I mean,
Again, this is score. This is just score.
I have a.
I start when I
They
get
put out
into
those games like rabbits. Like those games come out
I know.
multiple times a year.
the thing you got to
They're
start
big
thinking
at
is
GameSpot's office.
exactly, and
Yeah,
it
and
also
they
think
critic
about the
well.
people exactly. Think about the people who review the games.
Yeah.
It's not about like is this
I know.
for everybody's audience. This Bloodlines game, this is for you goth dorks out there, and they're the ones going to be reviewing it, talking about this
Wow.
thing.
So
At me next time.
You coward.
I believe it's my turn.
It is. It is.
Sure is.
Since this is a PlayStation podcast, I'm picking Neo 2.
Ooh, I was thinking about that.
I was thinking
Yeah.
about
That's
that
what
too.
I was going to do.
Haha.
Okay.
All right, now we're even.
Is that coming in?
It is not.
Thank
I'm
you.
sorry.
Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Wow.
I was trying to
Right
be.
under
I
the
was
bus.
trying to
Blessing
be.
just grabs
Wow.
them,
Damn.
tosses them.
Listen, I have to pay attention to every game's release date. It's hard for me to pay attention to what platforms they're coming out on.
Fair.
It's hard to be me.
You guys don't understand how tough my life is.
Do we think
This is hard.
Do we think Elden Ring is coming out this year?
No.
No, I was thinking about it. You know what? I'm gonna go for P5 Scramble.
I had thought about that. I had thought about that.
Because that's another one that's made for the fans. Done. I'm just
Big
going
Belly
anime.
Games.
I'm really just going anime with it.
Again, who will be reviewing it though? Dorks.
Dorks.
Like everybody I know.
Andrew's not reviewing
Goldfarb.
it.
Andrew Goldfarb
can't
But
not
who
do
else?
reviews.
It's not like you throw a rock, you hit somebody who loves Persona.
Yeah, I know.
Big Belly Games on the clock.
Oh, is it me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I already know. I am going to go for. I love this IP. I love the studio doing it. I love everything about it, despite some early naysayers when it was originally shown.
Oh.
I believe.
Yeah, I know where-
the
I know-
children
I know
are
where
our
you're going.
future. I'm going Marvel's Avengers.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Woo.
That's an interesting one because I think like multiplayer live games, as far as reviews, can get kind of
Yeah.
interesting.
Is it going to launch in a great spot? Is it going to
Yeah.
get to a great spot?
Hold on.
but I respect it.
Thank you.
I don't know if I believe it, but I respect it.
Marvel's Avengers.
Barry, do you want? I can do a recap if you want to toss it up there.
There we go.
Yeah, that's probably a great.
Then we're
point.
halfway through.
Yeah, all right, everybody. You go host your own shows. All right? Gio, come host shows with us.
Oh, wait. Is that? Hold on.
Hold on.
It's ineligible.
Oh.
Oh.
What'd you try to go
Right.
for?
Oh, is it because it's multi? No.
Oh, okay. It's a yearly installment.
Yeah.
Oh, that is turned off?
I was going to do
Womp womp.
MLB The Show.
Oh, so yearly installments are turned off.
Yeah.
We're just going by the default rules, everybody?
I wonder if that includes Call of Duty.
Maybe.
I feel like sports games are slightly different in the nature of yearly installments
Yeah.
than
For sure.
a lot of other games.
But in lieu of MLB, I'm doing this one for Barrett. The Untitled Batman game from WB Games.
All right, Dorno.
Wow.
I see you. I love you. I appreciate you. Is it coming out this year? Probably not.
Probably
We'll
not,
see.
but
Hey, you,
Now-
said you
Gonna
missed
risk it.
100% of the shots you don't take.
exactly.
Yeah.
If it comes out from another WB studio, it's ineligible then? Because it says it
It
specifically
says WB
it
Games
says WB
Montreal.
Games Montreal in the title,
Yeah.
and so you're taking a. I mean,
It's
you're probably
definitely
not
them.
wrong.
Have you seen the trademark on the website? It's definitely WB. Do you want me to wait to do my second pick?
Oh, sure. Let's recap
Yeah.
real quick there, Bear. Do you want to give me a scroll at the top, and I can run you through what's happened so far here as we close out round 3 and begin round 4. Remember, 6 rounds will be happening here. Portillo Publishing LLC has The Last of Us Part 2, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2, and Horizon Zero Dawn, the sequel. Rapstar Games has Cyberpunk 2077, Marvel's Iron Man VR, Neo 2. Team Magma, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Yakuza, Like a Dragon, Persona 5 Scramble, The Phantom Strikers, Big Belly, Doom Eternal, Resident Evil 3, Marvel's Avengers, and then Betwixt and Between Gaming. I don't get the reference. What's the reference?
Kingdom Hearts.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Dorks, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I had no
Ghost
idea
of
either.
Tsushima, Watch Dogs Legion, and the Untitled Batman game from WB Montreal. And I appreciate you making big moves out there.
Thank you.
Man, these unannounced picks. I didn't even know you could do that.
You got to get deep in their
This is tight.
database.
This is
Get
tight
deep in
somewhere.
that
Gotta
database. Yeah,
really
right?
go hard.
Yeah.
Okay, next one.
Yeah.
Spelunky 2.
You suck, son of a bitch. Great pick. Great call on that one.
No! I knew it was dangerous to look things up.
Yeah. I knew it was dangerous to look things up. That's how they get you. That's how they get you, all right.
Man.
Big Belly on the clock.
Oh, it's
yeah.
me?
Yep.
Okay. I am going to go for Axiom Verge 2.
Ooh. Now the big question is, how confident are you that comes this year?
I'm pretty confident.
Okay. And that got announced at a direct, but it is confirmed everywhere.
Oh, that
I don't think
know.
it has
No.
been. I think
No.
it's just been.
Well,
confirmed,
you know
so-
what? Taking the chance.
Yeah, no, totally.
Yeah.
That's within your right. I'm not
Unless
gonna
somebody
say-
can look quickly, well,
It's just confirmed
all
for
right,
Switch.
thanks, brother.
Just
Just
confirmed.
confirmed?
Just for Switch.
Okay, so
But I
I'll make
think-
a different choice.
No, I guess that was scripted.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Okay.
because we can't really account for that in points.
Sure. Yeah.
Unless we go back.
We
into
have
the
to pay.
math.
We'd have to pay attention then to if that gets announced later on by Tom Happ, then that would be eligible like the next Monday or whatever for the
Yeah.
bidding thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, then.
Glad we're all adults here. We can handle it this
Yep.
way.
Oh, inside my head, I'm trash talking all of you right now.
Fast and Furious Crossroads has a date. That's all I'm saying.
We're good.
No, you
I'm
guys are
good.
good. I'm just
I
saying.
bid
that-
$1.
saying, you know it's coming out this year.
Why is this not working? Hold on. I'm going to...
I understand. Take your time,
Yeah,
everyone.
we're taking time.
Nobody's rushing the inaugural league. It's always one of those times I feel like I say inaugural wrong. I get very scared about saying the word. But I believe in myself.
She Dreams Elsewhere is only PC, right? Are you familiar with that game?
I am. That's the one that was in the.
The PAX showcase.
Yeah. I think so, but I would do a double check on that.
Yeah, I think it's just PC.
Okay. Of course, Big Belly Games, the one who was the loudest about wanting a clock,
Yep.
now eating up all the
Yep.
time.
Shut your mouth. Shut your dirty mouth. Okay. I am going to stick with the home team here and finally go with where I'm working. I'm going to choose Predator Hunting Grounds.
That was definitely on my list.
Oh, too bad you didn't read your list earlier.
Well, you got to play the game. You know what I mean?
This is.
No image found. Come on.
Now it's getting tense. I feel
Yeah.
on my
I know.
chest
Yeah.
kind of thing.
We're
You
getting
know?
into the weeds.
I'm trying to decide if I want to go.
So, like, it's not going to come back to me for a while, so I got to go deep.
Yeah.
Do you think the Zelda Breath of the Wild sequel will come to PlayStation?
Oh, absolutely. 100%. Yeah. Choose
Put it
that
in
one.
there.
Choose that one. Yeah.
This is hard. Ooh. What if I go with, because it is still technically PlayStation, I go with the first confirmed PS5 game, Godfall.
Ooh.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That
I
is
didn't
a
think
good
about
pick.
that.
That is a good pick right there.
And it is coming to a PlayStation console, so that's a win for Kallie.
Put one on the board.
All right. So So it's my turn.
That is correct.
Man, I've been bouncing between games because I looked up Hollow Knight Silk Song. I don't think that has a date, and I don't even know if that's coming to PlayStation.
I don't think it's been confirmed for PlayStation yet.
That's how they get you.
You know what? Let me see if this is available first of all.
No, it's not.
Wait, really?
That's not on the list. It's weird.
Okay.
Nah, you can't select that one. Don't
I'm
select
going
that
for
one.
Lego Star Wars.
Damn it!
The Skywalker Saga.
Solid choice. Solid choice.
That was going to be my pick.
Ah, damn it.
Oh wait, I'm on the wrong screen. Give me 1 second. There you go. All right. Drafted.
Yeah, I know.
Ooh.
I know it's me.
All right, Greg.
Yeah.
I'm in your corner right now.
I know you are. You always are, Barrett. You never
So
won't be.
I want to give you an easy one.
Sure.
SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom.
Barrett, how
rehydrated.
dare you? I was actually going to pick that.
For the record, I don't care if that game gets 100. I'm not picking it. All right? You can take that garbage and you can get out of my face.
It's an assured win, Greg.
It is not an assured win.
I will champion SpongeBob SquarePants.
All right, now I'm in Callie's corner. Callie, I'm rooting for you. SpongeBob SquarePants. Let's
Thank you,
go.
Barrett.
Let me do.
Unless Blessing wants to swoop.
No, trust me, I'm good. I love the cartoon. But
All right.
Listen, sounds like some of y'all haven't played SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom.
I think I had it on like a demo disc.
I am
but never
going
played the
with.
actual game.
And I know this is a PlayStation show and this is a PlayStation game, but it's muddled, but all the same. Minecraft Dungeons,
Ooh, I was thinking about
a game
that.
I am incredibly
Yeah.
excited for. I feel like it'll do well overall. And then as it ropes back to me. Oh, sorry. You want to recap it for me while I look? Like, do you want to talk about it? You want
All right, for Portillo Publishing LLC, we've got The Last of Us Part 2, Vampire the Masquerade, Bloodlines 2, Horizon Zero Dawn sequel unannounced, and Minecraft Dungeons for Greg Miller. For Blessing, we've got Cyberpunk 2077, Marvel's Iron Man VR, Neo 2, and Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. For Callie, we've got Final Fantasy VII Remake, Yakuza Like a Dragon, Persona 5 Scramble, The Phantom Strikers, and Godfall. For Geo, we've got Doom Eternal, Resident Evil 3, Marvel's Avengers, and Predator Hunting Grounds. And then for Dornbush, we've got Ghost of Tsushima, Watch Dogs Legion, Untitled Batman game from WB Games Montreal, unannounced, and Spelunky 2 for round 4.
All right, here we go.
Hold on.
Round
there's-
5.
I want one check before I say anything here. Damn it. Damn you indies and your freaking PC only.
I
All right, then. I'm going to toss out Bloodroots. A great little indie
Yeah.
that I had a lot of fun playing. We have a great party mode up of it. I'm drafting Bloodroots to start round 5.
I had a very confident pick that has been shattered for me.
What was it going to be and why to get shattered?
It was going to be Tell Me Why from Don't Nod,
Oh, yeah.
but that's Xbox exclusive.
Yeah.
I'm not. See, I just want. It's not just me that gets these things
Oh,
lost.
it's in the old days. It used to be so easy.
In the inner workings.
There were exclusivity deals. They made a big deal about
Yeah.
it. Now you just never know who's getting announced what's a
and then
timed
the
exclusive.
the exclusivity deals expire and then change.
All right. Let's see. Ghostwire Tokyo is not coming out this year. Deathloop's not coming out this year.
Oh God, I wish Deathloop would though.
Deathloop. I just looked up and it's not even. There's no platforms confirmed. I mean, I would
Really?
assume Bethesda
it's
games
probably
would.
next gen.
Yeah, I
that's
think
probably why.
that was
Yeah.
the rumor, right, when it was all
I
happening.
mean, you can assume that a Bethesda published game would be multi-plat. But
Yeah.
Do you guys remember Twin Mirror?
No.
I think it
Yeah.
was the other Don't Nod game
Yeah.
that was announced. That looks like Twin Peaks ish.
Bandai Namco's publishing it, I think.
Yeah. That kind of disappeared, so I'm not confident in that one. Oh man, Microsoft Flight Simulator probably isn't coming to PlayStation.
No, sadly. It does look really good though.
So I'm between. Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. Actually, let me look this up to make sure it's coming to PlayStation. I'm gonna look up Tales of Arise
oh,
because it was announced for 2020. Yep, it's coming out PS4, Xbox One, and Windows. It's a new Tales game. I'm gonna go with that.
Okay. Okay.
all right. Now,
Drafted.
since nobody called my bluff here on SpongeBob, I think it's
Money where your
safe.
mouth is.
Well, I'm just saying, I think it's safe to leave it in favor of something that I want to grab. Whatever happened to Skull and Bones?
Great question.
Oh.
You could gamble. I've seen it on the lists.
I like it.
Or you can gamble big and go beyond good and evil too.
Yep. Just painful. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Oh shoot, Ubisoft. I haven't been thinking about Ubisoft.
Yeah, it still hasn't been like officially dated anywhere. I think
So nobody's talked about
We haven't
some
talked
some obvious Ubisoft ones. I feel like.
like AC.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of after Breakpoint, I've not written off,
The
but
new Tom Clancy game?
I didn't prioritize Tom Clancy Quarantine.
Yeah, that's
or,
what I was thinking of.
Ghost Recon Quarantine, and then
Then you got AC. I think Jonathon picked Watch Dogs Legion.
I did.
Yeah. Then there's God's Monsters, but we don't know what it looks like.
yeah,
Yeah, no, I don't. I'm not.
we
gonna
got a
take
lot
that
of
shot.
A lot of dice rolling in those games.
Yeah.
So if a game doesn't come out, we just don't get any points. We don't.
Yeah, you
want
wouldn't get any points for it. Yeah, correct.
So oh wait, I gotta look up something.
Understandable.
No, Skatebird, you've disappointed me.
Yep, that was the one I looked at too.
Okay, then I think just for fun, I'm gonna do Skull and Bones
Okay.
because I want to see a pirate resurgence in
Nice.
2020. Yeah. I'm gonna. There it is. It has been drafted.
Ba, 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 ba.
Big belly.
Oh, is it me? Mm-hmm. I am going to go old school, and I'm going to go Streets of Rage 4.
Oh.
That's gonna be on PS4 for sure. It's not just Switch.
Yeah, checked.
Yeah, it's coming
Okay.
for sure.
Yeah. Streets of Rage 4. Why didn't that go through? Hold on.
Has nobody picked Babylon's Fall
That
yet?
game.
That is correct.
No.
None of us think it's coming out this year.
Nah.
It saddens me. I want to play that game.
I think when they first announced it, it was supposed to come out summer 2019, and then they just
Really?
they didn't say a word about it, but they were going to for summer 2019.
Interesting. Was it not announced in 2019?
2018, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
That's wild.
All right, betwixt.
Gonna make another big jump here again. Unannounced game. Assassin's Creed 2020.
Oh, you're doing it.
Wow.
You're doing
Going for
Ragnarok.
it.
Go off.
Go
Go
off, King.
That one, I'm a bit nervous about because I feel like them delaying Watch Dogs would then also be delaying Assassin's Creed in the similar way that delaying Last of Us delays Ghosts.
I'm with you.
I
Yeah.
think they will put out Assassins whenever they want to, even if it's near their other games, because of how big it is. So
Yeah.
I think the other games would be worried about Assassins.
Interesting.
Like I don't think they'd hold Assassins if they think it could do well, especially at the launch of a system.
Fair.
But yeah,
Love the chances you're taking there, Dornbush.
trying.
Gotta swing the bat.
Back to me, or should we do a recap?
Yeah, you want to do a recap, Greg?
Oh, sure. Sorry. I'm so lost in mine right now. I'll be going off of your page there, Barrett. So currently, Portillo has, at the end of the start of the last round here, The Last of Us Part 2, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2, Horizon Zero Dawn the sequel, Minecraft Dungeons and Bloodroots, Rapstar Games, Cyberpunk 2077, Marvel's Iron Man VR, Neo 2, Lego Star Wars, The Skywalker Saga, Tales of Arise, Team Magma, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Yakuza, Like a Dragon, Persona 5 Scramble, The Phantom Strikers, Godfall, Skull and Bones. I like those two last picks. Big Belly Games, Doom Eternal, Resident Evil 3, Marvel's Avengers, Predator Hunting Grounds, Sellout, and Streets of Rage 4. And then Dornbush here, betwixt and between gaming, Ghost of Tsushima, Watch Dogs Legion, Untitled Batman game from WB Montreal, Spelunky 2, Assassin's Creed 2020. Ooh-wee. Final picks, everybody. Yeah. Bad at math, but I had it checks out. It checks out. That's the final one. Oh, man.
So who goes now?
My final pick.
Yeah.
It's close to my heart. It's one I've wanted for a very long time, and I think we're actually going to get actually be released this year. Psychonauts 2.
Ooh.
that's
And you
okay.
think it's going to review well?
I think it'll review well.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think it'll be like 10 out of 10s
Yeah.
across the board, but
And
I
that's
think
for
it'll
sure
be,
on PS4?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, they're keeping it there.
Good.
Nice.
Big Belly.
Me?
Yep. It's tough now, right?
Oh, buddy. It is tough. about taking chances now.
It is. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to take a real swing at the fences. Ghostwire Tokyo.
Wow.
I like
Wow.
I like it.
Bold decision.
Yeah.
Will it blow up in his face?
Yep.
Let's wait and see 11 months.
Bravery.
As long as it comes out on December 31st, I'm okay.
Okay.
Man, and even though they just lost Ikumi,
Yep.
interesting. Interesting.
I love how
What?
3 out of my 6 choices have 0 image found.
You know how fast the industry changes, Gio?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna dig deep here. It's gonna take me a second.
Did mine go through?
Yes, because I am allowed to
Yes.
do it.
Okay.
See, do I circle back to anime? Do I go back to anime games? Or do I...
I don't think you do.
Do the safe bet.
I don't think you do at all.
Safe bet, Kallie.
Listen.
It's not the safe bet though.
It is. It absolutely is.
SpongeBob. It is the safe bet. When has SpongeBob ever disappointed us if we discount the final seasons or the later seasons?
Okay, you can't discount things.
But
Yeah, what?
They came out after I was grown. I didn't watch them.
So he can discount him, and he just did.
I did.
And
Yeah,
you
I
let it
just did.
happen.
I don't know.
Don't
I
blame
don't know
him.
if that's how...
That's how it works for me.
It's not how I would...
The later SpongeBob seasons can't be real if I don't watch them.
I guess...
The problem at this point is all the games. I'm like, oh, that's a great pick. I'm like, oh, well, it's coming late to PlayStation, so it's ineligible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if it's been seen before early access or on another platform, it's ineligible.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like,
I wanted
damn.
Hades, but
Oh,
I guess I'll go for Ghost Recon Quarantine. Why not?
okay. Taking the risk.
You sure?
Sure.
Final answer.
Well, there's a lot of Ghost games on this list.
Midnight Ghost Hunt.
Midnight Ghost
Whatever
Hunt.
that is.
What if I pivoted to Midnight Ghost Hunt? No.
Do it. You won't do it, you coward.
But this is the last pick, and I just want to make sure I really. I like. What is Cook Serve Delicious 3? That's on.
Oh, that's the one. Actually, no. I asked for a code for this. I think you're running a food truck in this one.
Ooh. This Medal of Honor Above and Beyond.
Oh, is that the VR game?
The respawn one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Not confirmed for PSVR yet though.
Ah.
It's only Windows. I just, wanted to say it out loud.
This is where we're down to brass tacks.
How
This
low,
is
how,
really-
think about it this way. How low do Ubisoft games usually go if we discount Breakpoint?
Well,
I feel like they're like a solid 70 at least.
Siege didn't review super well when it first came out.
yeah.
Yeah, but she doesn't even know that.
Well, I know what we gave Breakpoint.
And they didn't. They delayed all their games to account for that.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. This is what it's all about. We knew this wasn't going to be an easy day. We knew we'd have to see our children
Emotionally
die in front of
draining.
us.
What?
So, oh yeah, Breakpoint on Metacritic. PC is 57. But that's just Breakpoint.
Yeah, well, GameSpot.com gave Breakpoint a 4 out of 10. So I just want to.
But if it was 4 out of 5, that'd be pretty good.
Yeah, it's true. That's true.
Just a heads up on that one. Dang, we're in such a tough spot
This
right
is
now.
tough.
Trying to figure this all out.
Siege has a 79 on PC on Metacritic. And that's what Quarantine is more analogous to.
And I like Siege, which is why. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll go for it. I'll go for Quarantine.
Drafted.
It's drafted.
Nice.
Hey. You made the wrong decision. I'm going Guilty Gear Strive.
Damn.
Oh.
Said with such confidence.
Guilty Gear Xrd, I think, had like a 89 on Metacritic when I looked it up. I should be looking up OpenCritic scores instead, but Metacritic is just my go-to. But yeah, I think Strive is, if it comes out, which it's announced for this year, if it comes out, it's going to be excellent.
Damn, that's blocked because of early access. Crap.
What were you looking at?
I was thinking about West of Dead, right? But I've already played because I already played it on Xbox in early access, and I was like, oh, well, that discounts it altogether. And then I was doing the same thing of starting to wade into the fighting games. I'm like, what can you pick? And it's like Googling madly, trying to find out what ones actually work.
Under Night in
Death.
yeah.
In Birth 2.
Sorry, I'm opening my watch list here, trying to see what's going on. Oh, I didn't know that. I put that on the list and then thought it got taken. Making sure this is still coming.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
That's PlayStation 4 this year, right? Yeah, it's PlayStation 4.
Carrion, yeah.
Yeah, all right, I'm going with Carrion.
Oh.
That was one I was considering.
Ooh.
I was actually considering that, and I was also considering. This is the last one, right?
Yes.
Okay, I was
Right,
also
unless
looking,
I'm wrong.
I was also looking at Fall Guys, because that game looks awesome.
Oh, but now it's time to draft the counter picks.
It is time to draft the counter picks.
Wait, so how does this work again?
What's a counter
Yeah.
pick?
So it essentially instead of adding points, or no, you pick something that's on somebody else's list, and crap.
Hold
How
on,
does this work?
I have a FAQ.
Yeah.
Let me get it open here.
Because I believe what it does is you get the opposite amount of points that somebody else gets. So
if you think that game's not going to turn out.
yeah, you want to pick a game that you think is going to be bad on somebody else's list.
What is a counter pick? After everyone has drafted the roster of games, the players will draft their counter picks. A counter pick is a game from someone else's roster, but instead of guessing the points for it, you lose points for it. The goal is to choose a game from someone else's team that you think will be bad, or one that you think won't even release. If a counter pick game scores below a 70, will I gain points? Yes. If a counter pick game that doesn't come out, what do I get? Both players get 0 in that case. This should be considered a good result for the counter picker and a bad result for the person who picked the game before. Can I see some scoring examples here? Okay, so they said Dragon Ball Fighter Z, right? Open critic score 86, fantasy points 16. If you would have picked that as your counter, you would have lost 16 points. You're going big here. Shadow of the Tomb Raider, right? Open critic score 80, fantasy points 10. Counter pick would have lost 10 points.
Got it.
Fallout 76, 52. Fantasy points would have been negative 18 to whoever picked it, but then plus 18 to whoever got it. So we're just going the opposite way of it. Yeah. Okay. And then, yeah, I think that covered it for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And so then it's back to it. It's you, Betwixt.
Do
back
we
to me?
want to?
Yeah, yeah.
Do we want to go through everybody's
The final run
yeah,
here?
Yeah.
Sure, okay. Just to give everybody time to think what they're doing.
Yeah.
So right now my team looks like this. The Last of Us Part 2, Vampire the Masquerade, Bloodlines 2, Horizon Zero Dawn, please don't screw me, Gorilla. Minecraft Dungeons, Bloodroots, Carry On. Then Rapstar Games, that's Blessing. Cyberpunk 2077, Marvel's Iron Man VR, Neo 2, Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, Tales of Arise, Guilty Gear Strive. Kallie, Team Magma, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Yakuza Like a Dragon, Persona 5 Scramble, The Phantom Strikers, Godfall, Skull and Bones, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Quarantine, Geo with Big Belly Games, Doom Eternal, Resident Evil 3, Marvel's Avengers, Predator Hunting Grounds, Streets of Rage 4, Ghostwire Tokyo, and then Jonathon Dornbush, Betwixt and Between Gaming, Ghost of Tsushima, Watchdog Legion, Untitled Batman game from WB Montreal, Spelunky 2, Assassin's Creed 2020, and Psychonauts 2. Woo!
Now it's time for my counter pick.
Yeah, now it's time for you to counterpick, to bet against one of these games.
I would pick Horizon, but I'm with you, Greg, and so I don't want
Believe
you to
it.
be wrong.
You want to believe
I don't
it, right?
want you to be
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah.
And if you get that wrong, you're screwed.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, if it didn't come out, though, we just both get 0, right?
Yeah.
Which is,
If it, yeah,
for you,
I
would
mean,
be good, right? Because I'm more
no,
worried about...
if it comes out.
If he counterpicks and it does come out, he is screwed because
Okay.
Yeah.
that game's getting great reviews.
Oh, yeah, it is.
You would expect.
Now I understand.
You would expect it to get great
I'm
reviews.
obligated
no.
to say that as a reviews editor.
Nope, take it to... You don't even need to read reviews, is what I've heard.
but I am going to pick, either by delay or by reviews that are let down, Vampire. Because I have heard some worrying things from people who saw the demo also.
Okay.
That's exactly what I was looking at. Yeah.
And as much as I know a lot of people are looking forward to that, I do feel something could go
Okay.
wrong.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And now I believe it's to Gio.
So
Still says... Oh, mine it says you. Did it flip
I
over for
just
you?
selected
Ah,
it,
okay,
so,
sorry.
yeah.
Yep, there it goes.
and it's once a game is chosen as a counter pick, it can't be chosen by another person as a counter pick, correct?
Correct.
This is a fun one.
Yeah, this is a
This is a
cool
good
map.
job, Blessing. We should,
Thank you.
These first 3 weeks, I was like, was he a good hire? I don't know, but this panned out. I like this.
Draft counter pick. I am choosing Skull and Bones.
Dang it.
Yeah.
That's what I was looking at.
That's a
No
good one.
offense.
That's a good one.
Listen.
Ooh.
As developer of Skull and Bones.
I know, like, what about that would offend me? I'm going to do Marvel's Avengers.
Dang it.
Dang,
That was my second
another
pick.
good one. That's another good one.
All right. For me, it's between Quarantine and Predator. And I don't know which one.
Remember who's sitting at the end of the table.
Oh, man. Yeah. You got a point there. You got a point there. Multiplayer games are hard to nail on Metacritic.
That's
On
all right.
Open
If you want to
Critic.
choose it, you go ahead. I'll remember.
Let's see here. I'm gonna go Quarantine.
Solid choice, rap star.
The anime will carry me.
Yeah, you have a very.
Tom, you're looking for a T.
Oh, T. Okay. I was like, okay, it's not under Q. It's not under R. There we go.
I swear, Greg, if you pick another one of mine, then I'm going to be offended. I have great picks.
It's just rough now.
Yeah, it is rough.
And also, like, you want all these games to be good. And I feel like.
Yeah, nobody wants games to be bad. That's just cruel.
yeah.
Oh man, should I have gone Blood Roots?
No, you shouldn't have. That's my pick. The game's going to be fine. Don't you worry about it. Don't you worry about it, Blessing. And now, I'm the last one here, too. So it's like all of a sudden we've been whittled down, too, to. It's like, no, maybe I'm just playing now what's not coming out. Try to go for the 0, but you want that win, right?
Bear's dropping hints.
Whereas like Ghostwire is not coming out.
Don't do that to me, Bear.
No. I already, like, right now, I'll walk you through the decision. Right now, at the top of my list is Ghostwire. Just because I don't think it's coming
Yeah,
out.
no, it was a risk for sure.
And then you start going down the list, and that's where it gets tough, right? I know nothing about Guilty Gear Strive, so I'll stay out of this one. I was, it's. I worry, can Neo 2 live up to the original? You know what I mean? So many people love that and caught him so off guard, and how far have we come with that kind of gameplay?
What does Neo look like in a post-Sekiro world?
Right? This is tough, everybody. I'm sorry to waste your time. Yeah, I'm going to go Tokyo, Ghostwire Tokyo. Boom.
The draft
draft
is complete.
From here, you can make bids for games that were not drafted. However, you may want to hold on to your available budget until later in the year. Yeah, because it's $100 a whole year, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to wait. I'm not going to spend anything now.
No.
Thank you all for coming in and doing this.
Thank you. It's
Thank
been
you.
fun.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, on PS I Love You XOXO, each and every week, if something happens, that's actually a complete lie. Once in a while, when things are happening, we will check in and keep you posted on what's going on. You can keep up by going to kindafunny.com/PSLeague. I think you might have to make a profile, and then you can follow the league and keep up that way. Where should everybody keep up with you? Gio, let's start with you and come around the table.
Twitter at GeoCorsi, Instagram Corsi World, and most ramen restaurants around America.
How's this Predator game going to be? Because, I played it. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it's coming along real nice.
Yeah.
Really excited. Granted, I've only been with the company for 2 weeks, but
Sure.
I've already done a bunch of play tests.
Yeah,
and
you
I'm
were
super
doing
excited.
stuff at PlayStation when you
For
were
sure,
there.
but
for
I
that,
hadn't
yeah.
seen it in 2 months, right?
Ah,
Because
okay.
I left.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
that I'm there, I'm playing, daily with the guys,
Sure.
and it's
Can I hook me up with a code? I got a test kit. Send me some stuff. Send me a PKG. I'll help you through it. You know what I mean?
We'll see what we can
All
do.
right, fine.
Yeah.
Dornbush?
At JM Dornbush on Twitter and Instagram, and Podcast Beyond every Wednesday at 3 p.m.
Beyond.
Beyond.
Callie.
You can find me on Twitter. I'm sorry at Inky Dojiko, INKY.
I was like, wait, why?
DOJIKKO. And at GameSpot.com, we do a podcast called After Dark, which Greg has been on.
I have.
Yeah.
So is Blessing.
And Blessing.
Oh yeah.
He didn't work here yet.
He
though.
forgot
You know what
because
I
he
mean?
was so bored the whole time.
No, it was a great episode.
He was more, I think, astounded for the giant bomb sign in the middle of the table.
Yeah, no, the whole time I was staring at it,
We
I
have
was
a
like,
new
Jeff
set.
Gertzman's set here.
We gotta get you on our new set. We got some fancy couches.
Ooh. All right. Blessing.
Yes.
They can keep up with us as we continue the show. I like this segment. This is a good pick from you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I really wanted to start off 2020 with a banger for PSL XOXO, and so I figure bringing in 5 people into a room and just saying names of games for an hour.
They love that. People
Yeah,
love that.
I think that's top quality.
It's the idea that I think it sounded so simple on paper, and then by the time you're like into round 3, you're like, fuck, this is tougher than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
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 We'll keep you posted, like I said, see what happens. Remember, of course, PS I Love You, XOXO is modular, so we're moving things around. We're going to take PlayStation's greatest hits, put it in next week's episode, so you still have time to think about what your 2012 PlayStation game of the year was. Instead, we're jumping right to PSN profile of the week to close us out. Today, Frank Furter wrote in. If you know Kind of Funny Games Daily, you know Frank Furter writing in with all sorts of questions. Remember, patreon.com/kindoffunnygames to be part of our shows. Frank Furter submitted. Frank Furter's PSN profile bio here. I play games and stuff.
Oh, wow.
Then no period. Not a fan of that, Frank. I'll tell you that right off the bat.
Did you see that I changed my bio for
No, what's it say
PlayStation?
now?
You'll have to figure it out. You have to go look it up.
I gotta fucking look this. Hold on, PSN profiles. You didn't change your name yet, though, did you? We
No.
gave you all these great ideas. You just didn't change
I've not
it.
changed the name.
Merc City
I haven't
64.
seen any idea that has really struck home with me yet.
Yeah, Merc City 64 is now. Greg Miller told me I should update my personal description. And there's a period, so I like it.
There you go.
I don't mind it. You know, and I'm fine with it. And I think at this point, maybe you got to hang with Merc City 64. You got to just let that define you.
I mean, it's defined me for so long. I guess like I don't feel compelled to change it. It's just everybody else makes fun of me.
Sure.
You know?
It's just a dumb name. It was a dumb choice.
And people call me
Shouldn't have
whenever somebody says Merc in real life, which doesn't happen often.
done it. You say it a lot.
I do say it a lot.
You do
because
say it
it's
a
a
lot.
phrase that I used growing up a lot.
Yeah.
And that's why it's part of my PSN.
Hey, dude,
because it's a phrase.
I respect the name.
Yeah.
When I see Merc City 64 running around in Borderlands 3, I get happy.
Thank
we
you.
start
What are we
send-
playing, by the way?
I don't know, dude.
Gotta do that takedown. We gotta do that takedown of
Yeah,
Babylon.
you never hit us up yesterday.
I know. I was playing Peace Walker. Sorry.
Fucking nerd.
I am a nerd. Frank Furter is currently level 17 on PSN trophies.
Nice.
Total trophy count is 2,661. 21 platinum trophies.
Nice.
Nothing to sneeze at. I like that. 163 on gold, 416 on silver, 2,061 on bronze. What I appreciate looking at it is that Frank Furter played about as much after party as I did. Has one bronze trophy in it at 1%.
Oh, wow.
Probably that first one that pops. I was tired. I put it down. I never made my way back to it.
I know this is a bad word on this podcast, but I played on Xbox.
Oh, sure.
After party, and I did the same thing. I think I started that game, and I think I got to hell, and I was like, I'm gonna go to bed. I never played it again.
Yeah. I want to. I love those people. I love that
Yeah.
cast. It's just like that's such a mood. You know what I mean? Sitting there and playing a game like that where it's more about the story. It's such a mood.
Yeah, no, for
Where I'm
sure.
not
I
being
still haven't.
super
I
active.
still haven't played Life is Strange 2 for that reason.
You're a coward, and you need to fix that immediately.
Fair.
Okay. Below that, Destiny 2, last trophy earned, got the platinum. Only took 2 years and 3 months. So that's good. I mean, I have it too. I got faster than that. No big deal. You know what I mean? Let's see what other platinums we have here, because again, we have 21. Sorting by platinums here. Again, we're always using psnprofiles.com. Here's where it gets spicy and interesting. Second platinum on the list here, Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Good job on that. 1 month and 2 weeks to knock that one out. Underneath it, Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch.
Oh, wow.
Here's where it gets interesting as well. 2 years in 1 week. That is like what we're talking about, of being on the ropes. And then you know what?
Yeah.
I'm coming back. I'm coming back,
This
and
is
I'm
like-
coming back hard.
I'm thinking I'm back.
Oh yeah, John Wick.
Yeah, John Wick.
I never saw the movie, but I know that reference.
I never saw the third one. I really want to watch it.
Then we got the traditional one, Spider-Man. Glad to see you have that as too, Frankfurter. The Little Acre, which I don't. It took 2 hours and 4 minutes. I appreciate that. It's a little too long for me in a cheap platinum. I don't want to stick around that long. Guardians of the Galaxy got a platinum in. Jack and Daxter, The Precursor's Legacy. 4
Nice.
days and 8 hours. Very nice. Hellblade, Horizon, Day of the Tentacle Remastered, Batman, the Telltale Batman.
I'm pretty sure I'm one trophy away from the Hellblade Platinum.
Get in
But
there.
it's one of those things where you have to collect all like the different stones. You played Hellblade?
No. I
dude.
played it for a little bit, and then I watched my wife play it.
Okay.
And so I got it, but then it was like, I don't really want to go back.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think you have to collect all the stones in order to get a trophy, and everything else I think either happens naturally or was really easy. But yeah, that's the one trophy I'm missing, and it requires me to go back and play the whole game again. So that's why I haven't done it.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I hate that replay of stuff.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 15, another noteworthy platinum here. Bully. A platinum I don't hear about
Nice.
often. Bully.
That's awesome.
Very nice, Frankfurter.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And then the platinum that started it all for Frankfurter, The Order, 1886.
Interesting.
There you go.
It's an interesting choice.
Hey, man, it's a short game. You know what I mean? You have a guide there. You don't miss any newspapers. You're all set.
How long do you know how long that took him?
I did, but I clicked right off it. Hold on. I can come back. Hold on.
Because I've never played The Order 1886.
Really?
Yeah, because when it came out, everybody was like, "This game's not that great."
And let me
so-
tell you, many years later, I stand by that opinion that game's not that great.
Yeah,
Not bad, but
a lot of people come out the woodwork and defend it.
yeah,
and-
but that's all revisionist history. That's all rose-colored glasses.
It's short
There's
enough-
been the rumor this week about it. Maybe they're doing a sequel and maybe
Yeah.
it'll be cross-platform.
it's short enough that like I don't mind giving like a fine game a chance.
3 hours, or I'm sorry, 3 days, 15 hours.
I was about to say, I was like,
Fuck, I'm getting it tonight.
yeah, I'm gonna get this platinum.
3 days, 15 hours for Frankfurter.
That's pretty good too.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
Like, so that time, right? Is that from when you boot up the game?
That's cumulative between your trophies. So it could be that it only took him 8 hours, but it took him. He got the first one and then 3 days later got it or whatever.
Gotcha.
That's how that counts.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not counting playtime or anything like that. And blessing, believe it or not, that's another episode of P.S. I Love You XOXO.
Wow.
Number 3 in the books.
Ended too soon.
Did it? We've been talking a long time about PlayStation.
We have.
As usual, that's what this show is. Remember, after this, there's still more. The post show is coming. Patreon.com/kindoffunnygames. Barrett has something to say.
Greg, I just have a question for you.
Yeah.
How many days has it been without Patapon 2?
Oh, no! Heartbreaker. I fucked that up. Shit, fuck. Okay, hold on. Blessing, tell
That's
them
why
about,
I'm here, though. That's
tell them
why
about
I'm
where
here.
to get it and stuff and all that crap.
Of course, if you want to listen to P.S. I Love You XOXO, you can check it out on any podcast service around the globe. I think I did that right.
Close enough.
If it's not available on your podcast service, tweet at Tim Gettys, or sorry, Tim Tam, who is at Tim Gettys on Twitter. He'll figure all that out. You can also watch P.S. I Love You XOXO live on Twitch. No, you can't. On Patreon.
you.
On
I hate you. You're so
patreon.com/kind
easy.
of
It's so
funny
easy to remember
games.
this stuff.
I'm so used to KFGD. Patreon.com/kind of funny games at the, I'm going to guess, silver level.
To do watch it live?
To watch it live, yeah.
Yeah.
Or is it bronze?
No, silver. Bronze is to
Yeah.
ask a question.
Yeah.
Okay, silver level to watch it live, or you can go to youtube.com/kind of funny games to watch it as a VOD.
Nailed it.
Yeah. I don't have that encyclopedic knowledge
You'll get
of the systems that work here at Kind of
Yeah,
Funny
you
like
got
Greg
it.
does, but I think I got it.
Yeah.
You nailed it.
Yeah. Did I
Oh
miss
my God,
anything?
Barrett, I appreciate this.
Roosterteeth.com.
That's why I'm here, Greg.
Oh, man. And ladies and gentlemen, I can't believe I almost screwed that up. It has been 772 days since we played Patapon 2.
Are we making 800? What's the thought here, boys?
I mean, at this point, yeah.
Yeah.
Clearly. Like, what? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, what else? What are we going to do?
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless they Beyonce it, which I don't think they have the Beyonce power behind Patapon.
First off, bite your tongue. All right. We've gone through on the Gamescast, I was woken up to the Patapon Metacritic score. Not that great. The fact that IGN didn't review it, GameSpot didn't review it, cowards.
Were you at IGN at the time?
No, I was
Oh.
here. Patapon Remastered came out, 2017, I think. Yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Wait, so
The
what are we at?
remaster.
Okay.
The original PSP ones, yeah, I was at IGN.
Gotcha. And we're asking for Patapon 2?
On the remastered version, yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
You got to do your history and homework, man. You know what I mean?
Listen, Patapon, I don't even know what that game looks like.
Well, if it ever
It's a
drops,
rhythm
you're going to
game,
know
right?
a lot about it. So
They
then
do
you
like
better
a lot
start
of
thinking
pat to pats. Is that what they
Exactly.
do?
Yeah, you control the army with the drums.
Pata.
So it'd be like this. You go, and you have to do it on beat. Pawn, pawn, pata, pawn.
Wow.
And like you put those drums, and that'll make them march. And then when you want to fight, it's
It was the Guitar Hero killer.
Oh, the Guitar Hero
so it's
Unplugged
pata,
killer.
pata,
Because
pata,
it was
pawn.
on.
And then it's pawn,
portable
pawn,
game.
pata, pawn to fight.
Actually,
Pata,
you know what? I
pata,
think I actually
pata,
have
walk.
played Patapon.
You're starting to sound like Jared Petty over here. Like
It was like the black and white
Well, then
shit.
that's the time to go. If you're told you sound like Jared Petty, you sign off. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been P.S. I Love You XOXO. YouTube.com/Kind of Funny Games. Podcast services, Rooster Teeth. Patreon.com/Kind of Funny Games to see the post show we're about to do. Until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you.